Tampoco. Ahora sí. Muy bien. I'm going to speak in English. I hope everybody's fine with that. Welcome to our discussion on European entrepreneurs. My name is Paco Ibanez, and I work at the EIT. It's the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. And our mission is to foster digital innovation and entrepreneurial talent in Europe. At EIT, we believe that entrepreneurial talent exists not only at startups, but also in research centers, universities, and in large corporates. And our mission is to try to bridge the gap between those three organizations to ensure that there's technology transfer and there's a symbiosis between all these three organizations. And we're going to spend the next half hour talking about how to bridge that gap between large corporates, entrepreneurs, and universities and research centers with the help of three entrepreneurs. I have with me Carlos Moure. He's the founder of Kairos Digital Solutions. It's a boutique company, it's a boutique consulting company focusing on digital governance with a specialization or a focus on change management, agile business, and digital processes. With us as well is David Moreno. He's a serial entrepreneur, and he's the CEO of Kuri. Kuri is a mobile payment startup which uses airtime as a currency. And finally, Juan Caballero. Juan is the assistant research professor of IMDEA Software Institute, and he specializes in cybersecurity. Anyway, since EIT is pretty new in Spain, hardly anybody knows us, I'm going to spend 5 minutes talking about what we do. And that'll serve as an introduction for our discussion. As I said, the EIT is a European organization founded by the European Parliament. And as I said, our focus is to foster innovation and entrepreneurship. For some reason in Europe, there are great research centers, there are very talented people, and there are very dynamic companies. But in too many cases, we're unable to get products to market or services to market. And our focus is to try to ensure that Europe becomes much more competitive in that sense. We invest, and I will now go to the presentation, which I should have done before. We invest in 8 strategic areas. These are areas where we think Europe has a competitive advantage, or that have been defined as strategic areas in which to invest. For example, Future Cloud. Our focus here is to come up with a European solution for cloud storage, for data, and for content. We all depend on the American companies, the Amazon Web Services, and the idea is to come up with a European solution for that. Okay? In addition to Future Cloud, we invest in other areas like smart cities, cyber-physical systems, which are 3D printing, aggregate manufacturing, and others. At EIT, we bring together over 130 large corporates, universities, research centers, and entrepreneurs. And we organize ourselves around knowledge innovation centers. And as I said before, the idea is to bridge the gap between these three organizations by promoting joint programs, investing in creating technology transfer or promoting technology transfer, etc. We are a pan-European organization. We are present in 10 countries, and we organize our activities around what we call co-location centers. These are just a couple of examples of our co-location centers in Helsinki and in Madrid. And finally, to summarize this, this is what we offer and what we do in 3 words. On the one hand, for entrepreneurs, we focus on scale-ups, companies that have shown that they have a traction in their market and are ready to grow in Europe through our acceleration program. We have corporate partners, and what we do with them is to try to promote go-to-market strategies through technology transfer and through participating in joint programs. And also we provide for them qualified deal flows through our acceleration program. And finally, we have a master's and a doctoral program where we take students who are doing technical studies, computer science, information technology, telecommunications, and we provide for them an incentive to take, on the one hand, entrepreneurial and innovation courses within our program, and to spend 1 year in their doctoral program, for example, studying in one of the universities that form part of our organization. In any case, that was not the point of the discussion today, but I did want to at least explain who we are, and hopefully if you have more information, we're just down the hall, and we'll welcome anybody who's an entrepreneur or who's interested in research and innovation. Okay, now for the matter at hand. As I said before, we've invited 3 entrepreneurs who will help us understand how best to bridge the gap that exists right now in Europe between large corporates, entrepreneurs, and universities and research centers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each one of you a question based on who you are and what you do. As I mentioned before, Carlos More is a founder of Kairos Digital Solutions, and he defines what he does as we help large companies work like startups, and we help startups work with large companies. So I wanted to ask you, Carlos, the first question. In your opinion, are most companies able to successfully take their products from lab to market? And if they're not, what are they doing wrong and how can we help them do it better?
Hi everybody, thanks Paco. It's a very, very good question and a hard question because normally the incumbents and great companies, they need to challenge a very big, important problem. Why? Because if you are in the first stage, you are in the lab, you are a colonizer. Normally you have a product that you have very important technical attributes of the product. Normally you need to test and you need to fail fast and cheap. Normally you have skills, attitudes, culture that is completely different, that you need to go to the second stage. You need to go to a consolidation market. No? What happened in the first stage, you need to set early adopters, and in the second stage, you need to set mass average clients. So what do you need? In the second stage, you need scale economy, distribution channels. You need, for example, you need to set who is going to be your mass average client. You need to define your product attitudes and features, not your technical products. The first stage, normally you're an engineer, and the second you're a business manager. So what happened? That you can be a consolidator and discover business model in the same company. It's impossible that a company has this kind of skills in the same culture of a company. If you want to discover a new business model, a new innovation, it's very difficult that you scale this product. So you need to set alliance, and you need to send something like open innovation, that I think that we are going to talk about this in the next step.
Thank you, Carlos. So in essence, obviously they have to work as entrepreneurs with the MVP, failure phase, scale up, etc. And usually that is not something that they do on their own, and you think that bringing talent from outside, people who have been entrepreneurs, helps them understand that? Are they receptive to that kind of change in the organization, in the culture? Or is it something that we still have some work to do with them for them to really have that mindset?
For example, normally open innovation is that if you go on to outsourcing colonization models, so you need to recognize that in your company you can innovate in a radical new way. So what are you doing? You try to get this innovation and this business model outside the company. For example, Procter & Gamble in 23, Jeff Laffey, they decide we need to get 50% of the sales the next year is outside the company. So it's a very hard decision for a company to know or to recognize that you can't, or it's impossible for you to get innovation inside the company. So you need to get alliance with the startups or with small companies, because you need to get outside this innovation to get inside the company. And then you are very good in a scaling way. So in the second phase, what you are going to do is to try to help or to work with the startups to get a mass market and to get a scaling market to get the next phase of the company. No?
Okay, I'd like maybe Juan and David to discuss this. We were talking about open innovation. What are your views? I mean, David is an entrepreneur. He's also been in the larger corporate world. What is still missing, and what are your views on how we can improve that?
Well, I think regarding open innovation, I think it's a must right now. I mean, everyone understands that to cope with the fast pace of changing things, with products that are short life, the cycle is shorter, they really need to go outside to find solutions for that. I mean, that's kind of clear. The problem is, how do you get that? How do you find that? And actually, how do you incorporate in the company? And actually, open innovation, I think, is not only just about finding outside of your company, it's also about what you have inside. And actually, there is quite a lot of evidence right now that if you don't have good research inside, if you don't have knowledge in the company, open innovation or just looking for something outside is really difficult to achieve. In fact, I mean, those companies that are most successful finding good things to bring to the company are those that have already invested a lot on research. You have a lot of knowledge in the company. That's the way you actually move it, no? But then there is the problem actually of these companies, how they incorporate and how they assimilate those. I mean, you are able to identify, then to assimilate is the difficult thing. Many times what they do is just they try to, I don't know, get so much into that at the end they don't allow them to actually grow. That's the biggest problem, I think. I think is how they incorporate that in the company. No?
Okay, Juan, what are your views on that, and maybe in particular thinking about the idea of intellectual property, things that are not invented here, or bringing in solutions from the outside? What are your views? You're in a research institute. How do you see the relationship with that, bringing in that innovation from the outside? Is it always that easy? What do companies need to do?
Well, I guess, okay, I'm the technical guy, I guess, here. So from our point of view, is a lot of the times is having the technology, having been working on the technology for some time, actually like reaching out to the people that actually may be interested in the technology, right? And I come from from studying in the US, and I see there like a lot of companies directly going to the universities and seeing what is actually being developed by the large groups there. And here I think there's more mixture, right? We have, I mean, people like Carlos try to do that bridging, right? And identify maybe what are the technologies, what are the big players are actually finding. So for me at this moment, I mean, there's different models, and I mean, I think that's the problem here for the researchers or maybe for the innovators that have the technology is try to understand exactly which of these may be the easier way maybe to go to market, right?
Okay.
Having said that, I mean, there's a difference between the States and over here in Europe. However, I mean, I think there is a lack of incentives, actually, when you say, well, how do you bring from lab to market, or how do you transfer the knowledge, the talent? Well, there is a lack of incentive actually here, at least in Spain, for the universities to actually go into the market. I mean, the professors don't have really a need to do that. I mean, it's not value in their curriculum. It's a risk for them because they might have to leave the company, the teaching area. So I think that's a big problem here. I mean, there's no communication, and actually there's no real incentive to increase that communication. There's no real incentive for a professor to actually go into the market, because there's not going to be a clear winning for him. So
that's interesting, and that's one of the things. Yes, Juan, I'll give you the word in a second. That's one of the things that I wanted to ask you, because in Curie was created through joining forces with people from universities, a university professor, and people who come from the market, from large corporations, and they got together and created Curie. And it seems like an easy and a logical match, but even if the idea is good and the will is there, the road is not that easy to travel necessarily, because some of the roadblocks that you have in regulations here in Spain on how a professor, if a professor can enter a company or not, or when.
Yes, when we started Curie, I mean, university for us was crucial. I mean, we knew we have very good students. We know we have a very good academia. I mean, people are really good at the university. They are also, compared to other countries, less expensive in the sense, I mean, they are more efficient for the company, and you have a lot of talent there. The difficult thing here is how do you bring that talent into your company, and that is really a nightmare. It's really a nightmare right now. It is not even clear in the university how you have to do that. I mean, the technology transfer, and the UPM, the Polytechnic of Spain, Madrid, must be one of the best, because they have a lot of elements already in place, but it's scattered in different places right now, so you don't really know where to have to talk to. So when we try to incorporate this person, a professor from the university, into the company, it wasn't an easy process at all. At the end, in fact, he has taken a risk, a big risk, because he has actually left the university to join the company. I mean, to say that to a professor in Spain, that you are going to have to leave your, your academia, where you live comfortable, where you are doing what you want to do, and go into the private company when there is a lot of risk, especially in a startup where your future is very much uncertain, is really, really difficult. And there is no way to do that. I mean, actually, he had to just say, okay, I'll leave and I'll take this risk. But very few will do that. So there's still a lot of things to do there. We've been lucky with that. We've been lucky also, and we are very proud of working with the university, because we've been able to incorporate students from the university. They are doing their practicums, they are doing their projects with us, and that's helped us a lot. Also with people from India. We've brought people from India into our company. So we've been quite lucky, but we need to be very, very smart in a way to actually bring them in the company, because there are no easy ways to do it.
Juan, you wanted to mention something on this subject.
Right. So maybe I'm not so negative as David on like the incentives for like university and researchers to actually create startups. First of all, I don't work for university. I work in a research lab that is called India Software Institute, and we do have incentives for this. But I also think generally, I mean, the incentives are the same everywhere, right? It's like sometimes you have the technology, you want to make an impact with that technology, and if you can actually profit from that, that's also an incentive, right? So I think the incentives are there. It's just like finding the right people with the right technology that fits your needs, maybe.
Okay, Juan, you started talking about this earlier, and we've discussed this before. In your experience, you've seen that technology that comes out of research centers, for example, in the United States, in the area of cybersecurity, where you specialize, it's very normal to see spin-offs of the research done in those places to become successful startups. EIT, one of the missions of EIT, as I mentioned before, is to kind of emulate that model, is to bring that entrepreneurial spirit into research centers, also entrepreneurs, obviously, and large corporates. The way we approach it sometimes here is more as a large multi-country corporation. In your experience, are we doing it with the right approach, or at least the right idea, and maybe with an approach that needs to be modified? Will we get to the point where we're as dynamic as in the United States? Esto ya falla, ¿no? Sí.
Well, that's a lot of questions, I guess. Right, so I work in cybersecurity. It's been a hot topic in recent years. So I've seen like large research groups, mostly in the US, creating like successful startups. There's Dambala from Georgia Tech. There is Lastline from University of California, Santa Barbara. My group in Berkeley actually sold technology to Farai, which is one of the large players too. So there's a lot there. So here what I'm seeing is like, I think the models are, sometimes there is more than one model. So for example, in EIT Digital, like coming like from the technical side, I see two different models, right? So we see the startups like Corey and all the like the business coaching and all like the help provided to the startups. That's one model. And then we see other like projects, like one that I'm actually involved in, which is a technology transfer for an anomaly detection, basically for cyber security threats on the network. And there is a consortium of 3 European companies, okay, that basically try to bridge the gap from like a technology or some early prototype that we already have into like market, right? And I mean, there you see the differences, right? I guess from my point of view, the smaller number of parties involved makes it easier, right? So when you already have 3 parties in 3 different countries, just getting like a consortium agreement or an exploitation agreement in place, it turns out to be like a really big mess. So I think in that sense, the model I've seen in the US is a bit more agile with that, but I think that model exists exactly here, like with all the startups and that.
Good, good. One of the things, as I mentioned earlier, that we do at EIT, we have an acceleration program for startups. In those cases, some of those startups have a great idea, but they still don't know how to take it to market, how to convert it into a viable product. Carlos helps us with that. And I'd like to get your thoughts on how you help these startups come, as we were saying here, from idea to product. I have this wonderful product idea. It works. It solves a problem that I think it's important, but I can't get it to market. How do you work with startups to get them to use their technology for large corporates or to grow by finding clients?
Okay. Normal here, you need to see three things. The first is that you need to go to early adopter to a mass market. So you need to define which is your attribute of the product in a business way. You don't need to define your product at, for example, velocity or other size or something like this. What you need to define now is a business model or a product in a business way, no? You need to know that your client needs to trust in you because you are going to work with a very large company. So you need to build on a brand and a communication way because you need to reduce the risks of your client. It's very important this point because for a client to work with a startup is difficult or is a risk for them. So you need to reduce this. And you need to get alliance with, for example, complementary goods or something like this. But you need to set a group of partners that they are going to help you to go or to work with the large companies, no? But it's very important to know that when a company or a large company work with a startup, it's very difficult for them because they need to understand which is going to be the most important way that the product or the value that the product is going to give them, no? But I think that with a business model approach, mass market or mass average customers, scaling, and then you to get alliance and partnership, no? I think that is a good way.
Okay. David, you're in that phase right now. You have a wonderful product. It's working, and you're in that phase now that you're looking for large corporate partners to help you scale, to implement. What is your experience as Carlos was mentioning, that selling to a large corporate as a startup is difficult? And what differences maybe have you seen in doing it maybe in a more local market and going to international markets, which is where you guys are? Because Kuri is developing their business in Asia right now, and they're doing quite well, and that was their initial target. But why don't we get your thoughts on that?
Okay, I think what Carlos said about the business model is really important. You really need to prove the value proposition, and there is a real value for them in this stage. The way you approach to them is a bit different in both areas. Like in Asia, where we are really now operating, what we did before is identify which countries, which markets we are more valuable for, and how we can provide that value to the telcos, and we focus a lot on that. I mean, so we went with a value proposition that is very well matched for those large corporations, and those corporations are actually looking for these kind of solutions. I mean, so they are very open-minded in that respect. So in that sense, it was much easier over there than in a country like here where our solution doesn't see the value that much. I mean, so that's what we did.
Okay. One thing that I was earlier in the discussion, I think it was with Hyperloop. In the presentation, compare two slides with. ¿Cuánto es poco? Vale, perfecto. 5 more minutes. He compared two slides where he showed a series of American companies that he said had failed and a series of American companies that had been successful. Large corporates with brands that we know like Kodak and Coca-Cola. And one of the big differences that, or what he thought is the main differentiation between one group and another is what he defined as outsourcing talent or crowdsourcing talent. One of the things that we're trying to do here, obviously, is to bridge that gap between large corporates, entrepreneurs, research centers. Are we taking the right steps to really have that openness to bring in talent and technology? And if so, what other things can we do from your perspective, for example, with corporates? Because a lot of corporates right now are starting to develop their own labs where they bring in accelerator programs. They bring in companies that maybe will fit their purpose. But are they doing that in the right way? or are they still looking at a very proprietary, this is a technology just for me, I want to use it?
Well, I think on theory, when you look at the solutions, on theory, you find that they're right. I mean, it's like, well, we are building this, we are making communication easier, we are giving access to the startups, to the places. So when you look at it, it says, it should work. It should work. I mean, there seems to be all the elements in place. The problem is that it doesn't really work, no? I think it's a matter of incentives there. I think there is a problem with the way actually the large companies want to gather this knowledge and keep it for themselves. And you can see that in many of these accelerators built by large corporations, then all the commercialization is on their side. There's a lot of constraints there that really constrain the development of the startup. The startup has a much wider view on that sense. So on theory, it looks all fine, but there are certain elements there that can be changed. I mean, to really build that flow that works.
Yeah,
Un minuto. Vale. Yeah. Our time is up. I'm sorry we haven't got a chance to listen to Carlos and Juan on this last topic, but I want to thank you for your time, and I'd like everybody to give a nice round of applause for the presenters. And if you're a student, an entrepreneur, or if you're in the R&D department of a large corporate, and you're interested in what we do, please come and see us, because our program is very interesting, and basically what we're focusing on is to bring Europe to a next level in innovation and entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
I mean, I live in Europe, I live in London.
I don't think any So, okay, let's go for the last one before.
Entrepreneurs. Our second one is going to be Metrikea. They're an amazing startup, and what they're doing actually is tracking. They call themselves the Google Analytics in real life for textiles. So please give a round of applause for Metrikea.
Hello.
Hello to everybody. My name is Rubén Justo. I'm going to present Metrikea. Metrikea is the Google Analytics of the real world. Basically, we have created a technology able to detect mobile phones. We can identify, positionate, and track the customers during all the tour in a shop. With that, we can offer traditional metrics and we can measure the behavior of the customers in the store. How does it work? We install a sensors in the store and they are able to detect the periodic signals emitted by the device phones. With this information, we send to the cloud where our service process the information and present a dashboard to our clients, where they can see information so important as how many customers and how many visitors are in the store and which are the busiest areas and a lot of information more. Very important, our technology doesn't require any kind of application mobile installed in your device phone to be detected. So our tech is completely passive. And also, we comply fully with all the data protection rules. Our business model is divided in two parts. There is an initial cost of installation and a recurrent subscription fee. The most important thing in our company is in only 1 year, we have ready the hardware and the software technology. Also, we have made an agreement with a Chinese manufacturer, and the most important, we have made an agreement, we have signed with customers as Burger King, Brand Society, Muebles Boon, and Fashion Makeup. But more important is with which companies we are negotiating currently. We are negotiating with companies as El Corte Inglés, Carrefour, or Metro. In fact, we have more than 10 million euros in the pipeline of clients. If we get close to 10%, we will achieve our first 1 million euros. Our team is completely multidisciplinary with more than 50 years of experience altogether. And also, we have incorporated Angel Lucio as General Manager of Indra as an investor partner and advisor. And indeed, during this year, Metrikea has won a lot of awards as Passionea, MIT, Premios Emprendedor 21, and more. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Metrikea. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, do you want to make money on YouTube? If you want to make money on YouTube, just upload a video of a cat dancing. You want to make money with a professional video, then you gotta call these guys Up Video. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi. One. Hi. Everybody's hearing me now? Hey. This one not, Hello, everybody. When was the last time you watched TV? Most of you are quite young, so probably not that much. And the thing is getting worse. All the world is getting digital. It's getting connected. Everything needs to be on demand. And it's more social than ever. So let's imagine only on YouTube, every second, 5 hours of video are uploaded. So this is 5 movies. Which type of client do you want to reach? You want the young client or you want the old client? All the young people are not watching TV. They are watching YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, the third website. But YouTube was not designed for professionals. It was designed for people like you and me, for amateurs. So it has problems. We make these problems solve. We help companies to actually make operations on today operations on YouTube to make it easy for these big companies. But YouTube has problems with it. It does, somebody has actually changed the PowerPoint. Anyway, it has limits on how it works. It was not designed for you. So YouTube is good. A video, what we did is great on top of it. We help big companies to manage their copyright, to manage their business management and accounting, to receive all the money that they need to claim, and also make all the operations automatic. Today, $44 billion are spent on content marketing. All that money, only YouTube is already generating $3 billion, so the opportunity for the future is huge. We have two business models. For the small clients, we offer a share revenue model, and for the big clients, we have a fixed price based on usage and utilities. We have a small team that all have been working for the last 4 years on YouTube. We are YouTube certified company, and we are the only Spanish YouTube technical service provider. We have a contract signed with YouTube, and we are really proud of it. There's only 10 in the world, actually. And what about our traction? We are using our system to protect and monetize the content from Real Madrid, Football Club Barcelona. Could be anything color. We have been bootstrapping our company for the last 1 year. We have invested over $300,000, and if the things are going well, in less than 4 months, we'll have positive EBITDA. So we'll have surpassed the cost. We are looking for a $500,000 to internalize and scale up the pole position for international clients. So, planning on reach on for the future? Doing YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give me this thing. Yes, there we go. Okay, our next startup, Darwin, created the theory of evolution, and DarwinX is evolved themselves into creating a risk management solution set in Wall Street. Please give a round of applause for DarwinX.
Thank you. This is the plus, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Juan Colon, and I'm CEO and founder with DarwinX. And at DarwinX, we empower traders. You might be asking yourself, it's the slides. There we go. So we empower traders. And you might be asking yourselves, why do we do that? Well, we live in a world where if you have a talent, you can monetize it online. If you know how to freelance, you can make a living at Eland. If you make cool stuff, you could sell it through Etsy. Now, what about if you have a talent to grow money 20% a year? Well, if you're working with a hedge fund managing investor capital, you have a very clear business model. You grow, say, 10 million of investor money by 20% a year, makes 2 million, you keep a 20% share in that, you make $400,000 a year. Fantastic. Unfortunately, if you try and do that from home and you're managing your own capital, your own 5 peanuts, and you grow your 5 peanuts by 20% a year, after 1 year, you've made a peanut. And there's no way to make a living through that, right? And unfortunately, managing investor capital, there's a lot of hurdles for doing that. But no longer, because just as Amazon gave a business model to independent writers by making them an ebook that you can buy for your Kindle, we essentially make independent traders an asset that you can put in your wallet. So how does that work? Well, on the one hand, we are an FCA, we're targeting a global niche here, which is not to be ignored. So 5% of every investor portfolio should be invested in an asset which has no correlation to the market and immediate liquidity. We're talking trillions globally here. And unfortunately, those trillions are not getting any good returns because they're all chasing the same existing few asset classes. So why not make 3 to 5 million professional traders who are trading from home full-time every year and make the best of those guys an investable asset to put on your portfolio? Well, that would be a market worth 3 to 5 billion globally, because each of those guys is worth $1,000. And that's exactly what we do. So we are a profit exchange where we have, on the one hand, traders competing to impress our algorithms and your wallet. And if they do well, they can, you can replicate their strategies through our FCA as a regulated asset manager. It's a profit exchange because you as an investor keep 80% of profits that you would not have made if you didn't have access to the asset. We keep 5 as the only middleman in the middle. We process all the flow, and the broker has just become a hedge fund manager from home because he keeps 15% of the profits. Now, we do stuff that none of our competitors do. For instance, we protect the traders by not disclosing the trades the way eToro does. We offer a superior rating algorithm that helps you find the truly good traders within just the lucky ones. And we also manage the risk to protect investors in case the traders were to do anything stupid. Now, we have grown since launching the brokerage business last year from $0 to $60,000 per month of revenue, processing $2 billion per month. And the best part of that is that our algorithms actually have beaten any major index with the same risk by about threefold. So they made 50% where all the rest of the markets are falling, and that's also because they're not correlated. That gives us a unique user acquisition strategy because essentially we make money by investing in our own traders, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're investing $2 million of our own money to back our best traders, which attracts better traders, and also proves to the investors that this is a viable way to make money. If you want to see any of us, we're at booth 120 over there. We have collectively 20 years worth of experience in capital markets, and our board is populated with the likes of the former CEO of Elance and managing directors with Goldman Sachs. We're now raising money. We're raising our Series A to accelerate our growth in Europe and Asia, where we're growing very strongly, enter the US market, build even better trading and big data analytics technology, and also just generally own the category of Darwinian investing. So this was DarwinX. Thank you so much. See you all at booth 120. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, CC. Thank you, DarwinX. I hope you all had a calculator in the hand. Thank you, DarwinX. Our next startup will make your life easier, will make your payments easier, because everyone likes drag and drop, right? Please give a round of applause for our next startup, EPG, Easy Payment Gateway.
Hello, okay. My name is Alex Capurro. I'm the CEO and founder of Easy Payment Gateway. Online payments are becoming more and more complex. Let me give you an example. Let's say there is an online shop in Spain who sells mobile accessories. This shop will typically use something like a PayPal because it's a well-known brand. And whilst they have customers from Europe, conversions and sales will be high. But the moment this shop starts getting requests from customers around the world, his conversion will actually start dropping, and so will his sales. And that's because he doesn't have the local solutions for these countries. So that's where EPG comes in. Through one very simple API integration, we give access to the merchant to every single local solution they need. And thus, we decrease the declines and we increase their sales. But how do we do this? How are we different from every other gateway out there? And let me show you. We have a patented technology that no other solution has, where you can simply drag and drop icons on the screen to develop a flow to define the route of your transactions. As simple as that. So as you can see in this example, what we've done is, first of all, we choose a credit card payment. We then decide if the customer is coming from Europe or outside Europe, and we send the transaction to a different bank based on those rules. And we could even check if the transaction failed and then send it to another bank, all in real time, as simple as drawing on the screen. So no need to have your IT team or developers. We work across all vectors, and these are the ones we concentrate on the moment because of our experience. There are some competitors out there, however, where EPG scores 100% in ease of use and functionality, the rest are left behind. We offer 100% customizable pages. That means our clients can customize the checkout process entirely. We have a unique drag and drop functionality. We have a US and EU patent. We have a single API that offers over 200 different payment solutions across the globe. And we have a full reporting suite. Our business model is very simple. We offer a one-time setup fee, and we have a monthly transaction volume fee. Plus, we get commission from all our partners. Speaking of which, we work with the best industry partners so we can offer the best solutions to our customers. We also have strategic partners. We work with the likes of Leverett, Spot Option, and iGaming. These are platforms from the FX, binary, and gaming industry. So through them, we can access over 200 clients and over $2 billion a year in processing. Our team is composed from leading industry experts with over 15 years each experience. And we have a current board of investors with, oops, sorry, go back. Sorry about that. So we have a board of investors and advisors, some of which have founded listed companies worth over $1 billion. We've processed over $40 million by the end of this year per month. We have over 25 live merchants and a pipeline of 150 merchants for 2016, which equates to almost $1 billion in processing a year. We've raised over $2 million in 2015, and we've had over 3 buyout offers for over $20 million so far. Finally, what we're looking for is we're looking for a Series A round of investment for $4 million so that we can expand our reach across the globe, particularly in the US and in Israel. So finally, as I mentioned before, online payments are becoming very complex, and it's time for businesses to take control of how they process their transactions, and they can make payments profitable once again by using EPG. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, sun is the best source of energy. Unfortunately, the sun is not out all the time unless you live in Malaga. So our next startup has put the sun into a wearable. It's not going to become sunglasses, don't worry. But please give a round of applause for Novology.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. How many of you keep snoozing your alarm clock in the morning? And how many of you are jet lagged due to the long-haul trip you made in order to come here today? Both of these result because our body clock is not adapted to our contemporary lifestyle. Lack of sunshine distorts our bodily functions and results in lack of energy. Can you imagine that 80% of the population in the modern world cannot wake up without an alarm clock and are chronically sleep deprived? We can change that. We have the solution for all these problems. I would like to introduce to you IO. It is a wearable technology in the form of a smart eyewear that provides scientifically backed blue light, and it is wirelessly connected to a smartphone application. Through the use of blue light for just 20 minutes a day, IO helps you beat jet lag, but it can also help you improve your sleep as well as boost energy levels. Based on these applications, we have numerous markets to approach, consisting of people that are suffering from sleep problems, jet lag, as well as winter blues and winter depression, amounting to at least 250 million people throughout the world. Our competitors so far consists of light boxes, light visors, as well as jet lag algorithms. The light boxes are quite inconvenient to use. You have to stay static in front of them to feel the effect, and they're not very smart. The light visors are not very appealing, and they are not very smart as well. The jet lag algorithms, although they are smarter, they are inefficient because they basically don't provide you with the light. It's better mostly because of our innovative design that allows you to wear the glasses for just 20 minutes a day, but also be able to do whatever you'd like to do during your morning or evening routines. In addition to that, we have a smartphone application that learns and adjusts according to your needs and preferences to provide the maximum effect and efficiency. Our traction so far, we have launched an Indiegogo campaign. We've reached our goal of 50K for just 2 days, and currently we are more than 230% funded, and we have had pre-orders from almost 50 countries throughout the world. Based on that, we have received vast interest from distributors and potential partners from all over the world. We have been featured in numerous media outlets, and what we currently need is $1 million in order to finalize product development and set business operations, and we have commitments for almost half of it. So if you're interested to talk more, please reach out to us at our booth, number 93. And for the rest, next time when you have jet lag and you feel the nasty effects, remember about IO and pre-order at our Indiegogo page. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. $1 million to put the sun into a glass. Not bad, right? Well, our next startup, data is a chaos. Data is a chaos, and Edward Snowden knew it very well, actually. Our next startup is going to turn a machine data into a business insight. Please give a round of applause for LogTrust.
LogTrust is a real-time big data platform to ingesting, querying, and analyzing any volume of data for any period of time. But with so many big data technologies existing right now, what we did not only one? What makes LogTrust really different? First, you need to understand that most of the big data technologies right now, Cassandra, Hadoop, are based on the same general principle of databases that are from the 70s. But, yes, these technologies offer better scalability for manage large volume of data. But at the end, they are very large databases that just ingest, modify, delete, and make queries of the data. Now, the total information that we created from the beginning of civilization until 2002 is about 23 exabytes of information. But in 2015, we are creating the same amount of information every 7 days. This unprecedented growth needs that we completely reconsider the way we think about data collection. Now, LogTrust is a platform different because in LogTrust, everything is centered about when the things happen. It's not a solution for any kind of data. It's only for the data in which when the things happen is really relevant. This focus is because, as in the real life, you cannot modify what is happening in the past. You cannot delete what's happening 5 minutes ago. In LogTrust, we have the same scenario for all the data that we are ingesting. All this way to think about the data made that we have a very large, a higher scalability and a performance very different from the other technologies. For example, we are between 50 and 100 times faster than Cassandra using the same amount of data. This is not only a technology, it's a service in which you can insert, correlate, make queries to your data. All of them with a very gorgeous interface in which it's very easy to make very complex things in a very simple way. All this platform is already built, up and running. Our customers are using right now and send alerts, send information, make queries, classify, collect, then visualize all the information, create reports, alerts, all in real time, but can move the pointer to analysis from any period from the past to the real-time analysis. Right now, we have more than 600 payment customers worldwide distribution. We are growing at 300% per year, and right now we will close this year with more than 3 million in analyzed recurrent revenues. All of them in a software as a service platform in which you can use for any volume of data. We have 3 main delivery models: full on-premise for very large installation, full cloud is the main model that we have, and a hybrid model in which you can have your data in your premises and the processing on the cloud. Right now, we are in the bridge to attack the American market. We raised some 3 million of money in February, but we want to raise money for marketing and business development in the US because it's our natural market. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Well, our next startup comes from Bulgaria, and they have built a machine for image recognition. But I will not explain what it works because they are here for that. Please give a round of applause for Imager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Georgi, co-founder and CEO of Imaga. Imaga is a cloud API that enables businesses and developers to build applications that understand images. We suggest a set of keywords automatically that explains what's on the photo in terms of concepts and objects of interest. So let's start with the problem. Just in the last 3 years, has been taken more photos than in the whole previous history of photography. And more than 2 billion images are taken every day just to be forgotten in about 30 minutes. With this huge amount of user-generated content that lacks metadata, the image content is not searchable and it's barely usable and monetizable. So the problem that we tackle is how to understand and organize all these photos. The solution that we have is an automated image tagging API that basically makes images searchable by associating tags with them. And thus, it replaces the manual effort that's needed to annotate images which is very time or money costly. And also, sometimes it's even impossible to do this manually. So here's an example how we can suggest multiple keywords describing what's on the photo, like in this case, insect, dragonfly, plant. In addition to the tagging, we can also associate images with categories in an automated way. So for example, if you think about personal photo categories, this can be nature photos, beach photos, event photos, and so on. Our technology is based on a beyond state-of-the-art machine learning approaches and has the potential to associate multiple keywords of different objects and concepts with a given image, typically suggesting 30 to 40 relevant keywords. Among many exciting other use cases, we have one of the strongest one being in digital asset management, contextual advertising, and organization of personal photos in different kind of cloud services. Our business model, we have two types of business models. One of them is subscription-based cloud API, which is typically for small and medium-sized enterprises, and we have an on-premise enterprise solution for the bigger players. Up so far, we've seen quite solid organic traffic to our cloud API from all Europe, Asia, and the Americas. And we also have multiple big enterprise customers in contextual advertising, cloud services, and value-added services. Right now, we are looking for Series A funding to accelerate growth. And basically, our vision is to achieve what Amazon Web Services has achieved in web services, we to achieve in the automatic image recognition services. Last but not least, our team consists of highly motivated people with strong expertise in image recognition, software development, content marketing, usability, and design. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll be happy to catch up later through the day, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, how's it going, guys? The game industry is changing, and apparently now it's no more fun just to play football or something. So the augmented reality is just a trend, and our next startup called Proxy42 knows the best. So please give a round of applause for Next 42.
Hi everyone. I'm Francesco Ferrazzino. I'm a serial entrepreneur, the CEO and founder of Proxy42. Together with my team, we create game as real as life. When I talk to people about augmented reality, they always start thinking to a user experience like the one you see in the Hollywood movie of Minority Report or Iron Man or even Terminator. Unfortunately, the expectation of the user has always been dashed because right now, at the moment, all the user experience is of hardware, app, and game are flickering, laggy, and very embarrassing to wear. So, together with my team, we created, we created Faro.io, the first massive multiplayer first-person shooter played in real life, and the Inceptor, the first wearable device especially created for gaming. Just clip the Inceptor to your smartphone, and you will be allowed to hit your friends and enemies up to 50 meters from all the direction. Well, how people react to this? Come on. Okay. In very few months, with no advertising budget, over 208,000 people subscribe for a wait list waiting for the beta, and with more than 50% of conversion rate. And we will crowdfund in January 2015 with more than 208,000 email in waitlist for email marketing. But the cool things about Faro.io is that you don't need the hardware to play the video game. That's frictionless user acquisition. Together with Alessio Cavatore, senior former game designer of Warhammer 40,000, and a closed community of 4,000 members, we developed the strategic gameplay, which is like Clash of Clans, but in real life, on top of the first-person shooter. And thanks to the strategic gameplay, we will start a beta rolling starting from October up to January, where we will launch the crowdfunding campaign at CES Las Vegas. Our business model is such easy as disruptive. We provide free-to-play games, and we monetize with selling the hardware and skyrocket the lifetime value of a user with in-app purchase. The market is huge. There are more than 1.2 billion of players everywhere in the world, and to execute such a bold vision, we needed an extraordinary team, ranging from game designers, full-stack developers, and hardware manufacturing, and I'm very proud of these guys. So we are raising $360,000 with more than 220,000 already committed, especially for win the internet for some days with an appropriate budget for the crowdfunding, American one. I want to thank you very, very much for the opportunity to be here in South Summit. We're looking forward for meet potential partner investor who understand our vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shooting in real life. I gotta buy one for my mother-in-law. Okay, our last startup is called Style Sage, and I have built a blog, an amazing big data tool for retail and textile. So please give it a applause for our last startup for this blog, Style Sage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of StyleSage, Fashion Meets Big Data. The fashion industry is in a digital revolution. It's the fastest growing e-commerce segment, and even of all the people that buy offline, 78% do online research before. So now, for fashion brands and retailers, it's more important than ever to analyze market data and take more informed decisions. But this is how market data collection works today. Huge Excel spreadsheets, we know them all, where people manually copy and paste data into those monsters. Hard to analyze and obsolete by the time you did it. There must be a better way. At StyleSage, we developed a technology that collects, analyzes, and visualizes e-commerce market data. On our platform, we track over 1,000 retailers, 100,000 brands, and 90 million products, updated every day in over 100 countries around the globe. And let me show you in a short video how our platform can be used by a brand, for example, to sell more to a retailer. After logging into the web-based platform, as a first step, they can look at the color saturation around the market and see what colors are hot and not. By drilling down to product level, they can see competitor products and understand styling and pricing strategies. They can even analyze historical performance. Next, they can look at the entire assortment of the retailer by category, brand, and price point. Immediately, they can see gaps in the assortment, which are those spaces without a lot of bubbles in this chart. Those spaces represent opportunities to sell more. And finally, they can track what products are being discounted in the market and make sure that their own products are not discounted too early, which is a critical component to maximize margins for every brand. So using the StyleSage platform, brands and retailers can sell more in hundreds of retail channels with just a few clicks. We went live and started selling earlier this year, and as of now, have paying enterprise-level customers. One of those customers is the Boston Consulting Group, a top-tier consultancy who uses our platform to consult their clients. Another customer is a billion-dollar fashion brand in the US and a category leader. And in addition, we're talking to many more in our pipeline. Oh, that was a bit too far. Behind all this is a passionate team with backgrounds in fashion, data, and technology. We're 7 people full-time, of which half is in our New York office, and the other half is here in Madrid. And we are currently recruiting developers in Madrid, so if you're interested, please check out our careers website. And with that, thanks a lot for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wunderschön. Dankeschön. Okay, that was our last startup for this block. So I'll give you only 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and just for a biological break, if you want to call it that way. So I'll see you here in 5 minutes. See you later, alligator. Bye-bye.
in those cases, some of those startups have a great idea, but they
Hello, hello. Here we are again. How was the 5 minutes? It went fast, yeah? Well, now we're going for our next block. Our next block is Digital Solutions for Mass Market, number 2. We have full of amazing startups and full of amazing ideas, yeah? So please, our jury, take that in consideration. And please, I would like to just present our next startup. Who wants to go for America for a scholarship? Because I want to go. If you want to go, just call them. Our next startup is called AMG. So please, big round of applause for AGM.
Starts. All right, well, this is me when I was 16 years old. I was the #1 player in the world as a tennis player, which is pretty amazing. It was pretty good. But I failed. I didn't make it. Just 1 out of 16,000 make it into the professional sports world. Has failed. And failing means no money. And quitting high school, like I did when I was 16 playing tennis, means no education and no future. But there is a country, the United States, that gives amazing opportunities to athletes and to students. And because of our tennis talent, we can get a scholarship and we can finance our education. So there are more than 1,500 universities, and there are $2.7 billion awarded every year to athletes from all over the world. What we do is we have a technological platform where we match the student and the athlete with the university. We help them throughout the whole process, and we fund them money, lots of money, to finance their education at American universities. In Spain, when we started the company 10 years ago, there were 20 people, 20 athletes studying at American universities. In 10 years, right now, as of today, there are more than 900. And the number continues to go up. We've worked with more than 1,200 families, finding more than $57 million, but every year more and more families are coming and requesting our help. But athletes is just a small piece of the opportunity, because there are so many students that want to study in the US and don't know how to do it, and how many students. They are sending massive numbers to American universities. How do we make money? We make money charging the families a fee for the services we give them. We make money from the UNISA commission for each student we send them. And we make money from companies because they love what we're dealing.
Our team of chic hunters are the ones selecting all these different shops that not only want to sell their products in their local neighborhoods, but also want to grow, start selling online, and reach international customers. And what's also interesting, thanks to Chic Place, you can go shopping around different cities in different countries, just from your home. Our business model, we built a very powerful platform, totally connected with shops and with logistic partners. Products go directly from the shops to the customers, so we don't manage any stock. And we have a commission of 30% on each sale. Plus, we are starting to charge shops for some extra services that we are providing them. We build strong alliances with our 3 main partners. First are the sellers, the shops. So these are the basis of our business. So we have a very strong relationship with them. We provide them training through our Chic Place Academy on how to maximize sales in our platforms. Right now, we have more than 700 shops in different cities like Madrid, Barcelona, Milan, Paris, etc. We count with more than 20,000 products like these amazing plates you see over here. And the second interesting partnership is with media groups. So for us, it's very important to build a strong brand. So we have media for equity agreements with important media groups, both in Spain and in France, which allow us to launch 360 campaigns in this media. Also, alliance with the logistic partners. So we're working very close with them to provide excellent customer service to our shops and to our customers. We said we launched the project 2 years ago. We've been growing a lot, particularly in Spain and in France. We plan to have revenues of 1.5 million this year. And we have an amazing team, very motivated, ready for new challenges. Something new, we've launched our first version of the iOS app because more and more world is mobile and the app is having an amazing success. So I encourage you to download it. And we have amazing growth projections. We're currently looking for funding. So if you're interested to learn more about Chicplace, don't hesitate to contact me at marta@chicplace.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. How many times you have sung a song and you had actually no clue what you are singing? There is this Hotel California song of Eagles, and there is a part that says, "And she lit up a candle." And everyone in Spain said, "Un chinito pescando," which is a fish in Chinese. So our next startup is going to solve that problem because it's going to subtitle all the lyrics. Please give a round of applause for Loud.
Hi, thanks to be there. I'm Guillermo Pomerans. I'm one of the founders of Loud. Well, music is one of the things that much mobilizes humans' emotions. Stay with us from ancient times, in times of crying, or in times of happiness. Also in the important moments. The lyrics of our favorite songs are a part of our life. It's what we remember when the time passes. So, what happened when you try to find the lyrics on internet? Well, you have to spend too many time to find the right lyrics where you're looking for. Or you have to spend to that invasion from the websites who have the lyrics. Or if you like Rammstein music, you should have been a German-speaking people to understand the lyrics. And to translate the lyrics of a song is not just to copy-paste on Google Translator. Also, not all the platforms which offer the lyrics and the translations respect the copyright. So thinking about these problems and other ones, we created Loud as a platform that benefits the users because the lyrics were translated and synchronized with the music in the same platform where the music is playing, in a subtitle format. And also the translations were created by a software but corrected by a human professional team. It's a cloud-based service, and this is an example of our API implementation. Well, the music digital industry is growing fast and expands around the globe as an answer of years of piracy. 5.9 million of revenue was generated 2 years ago. Imagine the revenues now. Well, our business vertical, our product fit perfect with music streaming platform, but also with mobile operators, with karaoke platforms, with portals, with TV channels, with video platforms, education, etc. We have two main competitors, two principal competitors, Music Match and Lyric Find, and we focus on price on the translations. And we have an in-house software developed to generate fast translations in combined with a human team from a translation team in taking advance from our chief location in Argentina. The business model is B2B, depends on the use by revenue sharing or flat rate. And also we have advanced proposal to close 2 new deals in a couple of months. Oh. Well, we have 2 API connections active nowadays. We have offices in Argentina and United States. We have a catalog of 5 million songs licensed with a global publisher, and we have the exclusive right from these songs. Our team we working together last 5 years. We have participated in 7 different startups, and we have different skills to complement each other. And to complement us, we select a global board of advisors with experience in digital distribution, music, startups, and content distribution. Sorry, that. Well, we are looking for customer partners, and we are raising fund $200,000. Thank you very much. Remember that the lyrics are an important part of our life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's actually a real story. I was watching a movie with my girlfriend, and it was an amazing restaurant, and it seems expensive, the restaurant. Yeah, she said like, "Hey, Javier, you gotta take me there." I said like, that doesn't exist. It's a studio. Well, now there is an application where you can tap in this place in real time, and it's gonna say, "Hey, no, actually, this is a restaurant that is in Paris or whatever." So I cannot lie anymore to my girlfriend. Please give an applause for
David.
Touchby.
Touchby. Thank you. A ver, ¿funciona? Sí. Well, hello everyone. It seems obvious that we all have questions and curiosities while we watch movies and TV series. Some examples can be who's the actress, the car, the city, the music, the historical context, the look, the dress, and many more examples. And speaking about a dress, I remember a year ago that I had a family wedding, and before the wedding, my cousin told me, "Hey David, I would love to wear a dress that I've seen on one of my favorite movies." So she did the obvious. She searched on Google and other popular sites, and she tried downloading different mobile apps. But the end of the story is that finally she had to ask the tailor to make the dress. But keep one thing in your mind, that she spent a lot of time, money, and she ended up with her mobile phone surrounded and invaded by tons of useless apps. This is how she would do it today with Touchby. First, the app listens a few seconds the content that you are watching, and automatically all the elements that you see on the screen are displayed on your mobile device. This is a real example of how Touchby looks like. And keep also one thing in mind, is that as the movie goes on, the app is real-time updated with the elements that you are watching on the screen. So for my cousin, it would have been as easy as just 2 clicks to buy that dress that she fell in love with. Our business model is based on revenue sharing. We have already closed and signed agreements with really important partners in the industry, and we have, through our platform, more than 2 million products. We know from Google that daily there are more than 500 million searches related to the content that we are watching. So this is clear. There is a need and a big market opportunity. Our go-to-market is based on 2 pillars. First is the marketing plan that we have created together with 2 key industry leaders, experts in digital marketing, PR, and communication. Second pillar, really important, is about the win-and-win strategic partnerships that we are about to sign. Imagine, for example, a telco that can offer full interactive movies in exclusive with Touchby as part of their video-on-demand services. About the key milestones, we completed at the beginning of this year the seed round, and we are about to start in November the Series A round, as we are planning the international expansion in 2016. We are planning to open and launch the app in big countries like the US, UK, and all Latin America. And here on the slide, you can see the founders of the company. But above all of us, there is one person that I should highlight, and that is José Luis Flores, that is seated right here. All this amazing idea came out of his mind. He's the CEO of the company, and his experience is key. He sold Neometrics, company he had founded in 2003, to Accenture, the biggest consulting firm in the world, where he, by the way, became the big data analytics global lead of the entire firm. So I want you to remember one thing, is that from now on, when you have questions or curiosities real time, when you're watching your favorite movies and TV shows, you think as Touchby as the best and the only app you need. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you. The best and the only app you need. That's a good one. Well, please raise your hand who likes junk email on your physical email box. No one. Well, our next startup, what he's done is going to remove all the physical junk email and all the catalog and vouchers, which actually doesn't reach the desired market. So please give an applause for Tiendeo.
Hi everyone. My name is Eva. I'm co-founder and operations manager at Tiendeo. Oh. ¿Cómo va? ¿No sale? No. Ahora. Well, let's say in average, we receive every year like 10 kilos of lifteds and catalogs of all the shops around us. Catalogs like, for example, of MediaMarkt or Carrefour. And the sad story about it is that the most of them end in the trash, not being read or not being flipped. On the other hand, when I, for example, want to buy a computer and I don't know which model or what is in the shops, and I would love to have in my hand all the lifteds of the shops around my house, I don't have them. So in 2011, we thought this connection between retailers and consumers could be done better, and we created Tiendeo. Me cuesta, ¿eh? ¿Cuál es? Well, I can explain this. Well, Tiendeo is that it's a website and an application that groups together all the catalogs and all the lifteds from the shops around us. For one hand, for consumers, it's very useful because you can have all the lifteds you want at the moment you want to buy something. And on the other hand, for retailers, it's a new channel, this time digital, to spread and distribute all the catalogs they prepare month by month for the local shops. And, bueno, no puede ser, ¿no? Ah, vale. No, Ah, vale. Ah, vale. Ahora. So consumers that have our app that is for free, just go and choose the shops they want to see the lifteds. Like, for example, in this example, Aldi. And then after reading the lifted, they can see the shops where they can find it. Moreover, users can put alerts so that if they want to receive all the catalogs of, let's say, Carrefour every 15 days, they receive all the new catalogs from the retailers they want. Moreover, it's very effective as they also can put alerts for products. For example, people put a lot of alerts for Pampers because they want to save money when they make they buys in the supermarket. So when they see good deals of Pampers, diapers, they go and they go to the next shop and they buy them. As I said, we launched it in 2011. Our business model is very, very simple. So as retailers now pay for every catalog distributed in paper, in Tiendeo, the retailers pay for every catalog that is written. We started in Spain. Now we are in 32 countries distributing these digital catalogs. And our main office is in Barcelona, where we are now around 80 people, but we have more than 100 collaborators worldwide. Just to see some numbers, this was not done one day by another. We were increasing each day our users. As I said, our business model is every written catalog. Today at Tiendeo are like 32 million catalogs written every month. So we are distributing lots and lots of catalogs. And we have 18 million unique users per month. From them, it's like 5 million users only in Spain. And the employees also were every day higher. And regarding mobile and desktop, we started really desktop, but now it's like 70% of our revenues comes from mobile, as more and more people are just looking lifteds on their app. These are some of the clients that are distributing lifteds through our apps. So they are making all the paper distribution, but also the online distribution through Tiendeo. As I said, we are in many countries. We are leaders in Spain, Latin America, and some European countries. And now we are starting very, very strong in US and Asian market. That's all. Just to summarize, there are 32 million catalogs written every month at Tiendeo. We are leaders, and we are really mobile. Just the reason why we are here is not only to find investors, maybe to push a little bit our expansion, but also because we are hiring. We have nice offices in the center of Barcelona, so if you want a job in a young company and distribute lots of catalogs, just join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Tendeo. Tiendeo. All right, you all know the movie Snow White, where they have a mirror. It's like, mirror, mirror, who is the most beautiful today? Well, it happens now with Instagram and so on. So imagine that there is an application that gives you professional advice on the go. Yeah, so this is our next startup about, and he's going to explain you better. Please give applause for Titska. Yes, you can clap.
Which one do I use? Where's the, there we go. Hello everybody, I'm Nathan Shore and I'm here to explain to you how Titska is revolutionizing the online fashion industry. I'm sure several of you have come across a problem where your wife is getting ready and she's not sure what to wear. Honey, how do I look? She comes back a little while later with another dress. How does this look? That's lack of confidence. Titska is here to provide that solution. Get rid of that lack of confidence. It's a fashion community where users find inspiration, share their looks, purchase products, and receive on-demand fashion advice. How does Titska work? You can take your picture and share it, you can purchase products, and you can also ask for advice. Titska was launched in September 2014 and became the #1 app in Brazil for the Portuguese markets. A few months later, we launched in Spanish and have also become a top-ranking app in the largest Spanish-speaking markets. A few months ago, we launched our Android version, and we've begun to work with e-commerce companies. Titska numbers. Our 100,000 users have shared their looks, which have been seen over 15 million times. But what's best about Titska is the use. The average session is over 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And what's great about our engagement is that all the looks that are uploaded, for every 3 likes that a look has, there's a ratio of 1 comment. People love talking about fashion. What makes Titska the most interesting thing is our business model. We work with e-commerce companies and fashion bloggers. E-commerce companies give our fashion bloggers the clothing that they like. Our fashion bloggers post those looks. Then our users come around, purchase the products, and we distribute the revenue to everyone else. We're helping our fashion creators earn money. We're helping the e-commerce companies make more money, and our users are happy because they look better and they dress better. Of course, we have several competitors, but what we try to do with Titska is bring everything under one house. You can purchase your products, find inspiration, and get your 15 seconds of fame. With my co-founder, Gabriel Reusner, this is our second startup. Gabriel comes from a fashion family in Uruguay, where they own the largest chain of men's clothing in Uruguay and Paraguay. I myself have an e-commerce background launching Groupon in Uruguay. We're here because we're raising $750,000 for our round, of which we have $350,000 already earmarked. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Titska. Do you know that in music industry, 10% of musicians are actually making money? The 90% of rest are actually not making anything, but making just having fun. That's why I'm not a musician. So our next startup just helps discover these undiscovered talents through a reward-based music discovery application. Please give an applause for Tradio.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Álvaro Gómez. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Tradio. Tradio is a music platform that accelerates the discovery of new talented artists by consumers and by the music industry. And why is this so important right now? Because after more than a decade of decline, the music industry is finally recovering and entering a new promising phase. But still, 19% of the artists literally don't make any money. And this situation is worsening because today it's easier than ever for a new artist to create and distribute music, but it's harder than ever to be relevant. And this is not only a problem for new artists, it's also a problem for the music industry that spends more than $2 billion per year scouting new talent. So how can we detect new talent in a fast and efficient way? We found a solution for this. Music discovery is a crowded space, but we added a new dimension, a virtual economy, where people can support new artists and be rewarded by doing this. Tradio is free for artists and users. Artists upload their songs and get exposure, and users receive virtual coins to invest in the most promising songs. The most invested artists reach the top of the charts and gain access to real opportunities, like label deals, festival bookings, video recordings, music material, and also users can trade their virtual profit by real rewards. And we are doing this by developing an ecosystem around Tradio with key industry players like media channels, brands, labels, and festivals. We are 3 co-founders, and we blend the 3 key competences to build this business: technology, music, and innovation. We launched Tradio 7 months ago. In this short period, we had very good visibility and traction, and now we are ready to activate our business model. And in these 7 months, we also helped more than 200 artists to launch their careers, and 10 of them signed with Universal Music. Next Monday, we are going to activate our first revenue stream, selling membership pass to our users to improve their experience and influence in the process. We raised 1.1 million euros, and our next step is to convert International Series A to consolidate our presence in the UK, reinforce the team, and take Tradio over to the USA. So if you love music and want to decide who is going to become the next big hit, join us and play your part. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, our next startup, PromptWave. Smart city must be a collaborative city, and that is why our next startup is going to be explaining you why smart citizen must be participative. Please, next round of applause for PromptWave.
This is the world that we live in. But something seems to be wrong, don't you think? Technology had changed us completely. We are hyper-connected to everything, anytime. But never before we had been isolated and disconnected from the reality around us. We have all kinds of tools for downloads, for watch videos, to see all kinds of different things on time. But actually, we cannot really approach exactly the situations and the problems that they have, the people around us. And that is how we developed PromptWave. Welcome to it. A smart citizen participation, a tool that is a change catalyst to empower citizens and entities to collaborate to the real world. Additionally, we have Build Your City, a platform that we are developing to connect citizens and smart cities to the Internet of Things. And that is exactly what we are doing. So how are we going to achieve that? We are going to achieve that with a group of people from 20 to 65 years old that are based in Washington, D.C. and Madrid. And without technology, this is the time so that we have our core business where the people triggers a wave that is going to place geolocated and multimedia information. With this geolocated and multimedia information, we send waves that triggers this real action in the real world, an action that is coordinated, traceable, and transparent. We are based on a freemium model. This freemium model allows all this collaboration for free. But if our users need additional information, they can choose one of our technology. We are continuously developing all kinds of different functionalities that the people can select, contract, and configure in a SaaS model, in a pay-per-use model. We have additional service models that are predefined for different goals. And what about the citizen engagement? We already know what are the citizens that wants to collaborate in the real world. And I'm sure that even in this room, if you have the right tool with the right technology, with the right serving capabilities, you will love to collaborate to improve your community. And that is why we're doing. That is what we do with PromWave. So get together and make it happen. So at the end, the sum up of all these acts that we are doing, they will bring the things together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PromWave. Nowadays, video marketing is one of the keys for success in marketing. I know it very well because I have myself a creative agency. But what happens is many companies, they spend too much money in video advertisement that has very small return on investment, very small conversion rate. So our next startup, which is called Cinemad, makes video interactive. So please, give an applause for Cinemad. They will explain you better.
This is working? Yeah, it's working. Why? First, I'm the last, but not the least, right? Could you give me a very hard clap? Come on, show me that you're asleep. Yeah, yeah, yeah? Thank you. All right. Well, at my last job, I've been asked to run some video advertising campaign like this. At the beginning, I thought it was very successful because we achieved 2 million viewers in just a few days. But then we only achieved 12 sales. Yeah, I fucked this up. It was not good. But the reason was this. The viewers, after watching the video, they have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 clicks to finally get to the buy button. So that was the reason from going to 2 million potential viewers to 12 only sales. Video marketing is growing, like he says. But just to say one number, according to Comscore 2018, video marketing is going to be 30% of all online advertising spend. And the conversion funnel would look like this. This is not good. So we decided to create Cinemad to make interactive videos like this one, where you can buy this coffee machine with just 1 click. You click there and go to the payment methods. You enter your credit card number, and that's it. You are already having your coffee machine. Now, thanks to our technology, the conversion funnels looks like this, much more good. It's very easy to create an interactive video. You only need to upload the video to our platform, add the interaction you want to use, paste it on time and space, and that's it. That's your interactive video in just 3 steps. We have served more than 50 million interactive videos. Our clients are getting 6 times better performance, and the viewers are spending 40% more time with the interactive video than with a traditional video. But truth be told, we are not alone in the world. These are young startups doing similar things to us. There is two key differences. The first one, they are all fighting for the same market. Meantime, we are becoming the leader of the Spanish-speaking market. And the second, and most important, our platform works much better than they. That's it. It works much better. This is a comparison from one of our business case to one of our competitors' business case. As you can see, their campaign only gets 7% CTR. Meantime, our technology drives 37% CTR. This is 5,000 better results than our competitors. We have a B2B business model. Our main clients are big advertising like Coca-Cola, Volkswagen, and BMW. Right now, we are becoming the leader of the South American market. Our net revenue is going to be $100,000 this year, and the next year it's going to be $2 million. How we are going to achieve this? With this great team that has a lot of experience, and in just a few months was able to drive this crazy idea from idea to break-even point. What are we looking here? 150K to close our run of 350. Clients who want to improve their performance by 6 times, and partners who want to resell our solution in another markets. Thank you very much. Let's turn those viewers into customers. Come on, come on. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Well, guys, that was the last startup for this block. So I'm going to be good with you. I'm going to give you more than half an hour this time. So I'll see you at 6:15 here with Digital Solution for Mass Markets 3. See you later, alligator. Bye-bye.
Ew, ew. Ah, okay. Poned una mano ahí, guarda esos sitios. Guarda esos sitios, que viene ahí. Que viene alguien muy importante. Thank you. They are taking, I'm sorry, they are taking. Okay. Hi, everybody. Empezamos ya, ¿no? Okay, very good. So, Madrid ecosystem. Interesting topic. First of all, I'd like you to introduce yourselves. I think, well, I can introduce you, but I think every one of you is able to say a little bit interesting about yourselves.
Shall I start?
Yeah. There is a lot of noise. Okay. So.
I'm Sara from Makespace Madrid. Makespace Madrid is a space. Oops. Shall I speak now? Okay. So Makespace Madrid is a workshop, a community workshop, where we have 3D printers, laser cutters, CNC. So it's a place to build your prototypes of products. And we are a community of 70 people. So people coming from engineering background or artistic background, and they share this space to build their own projects. And that's it. I'm one of the founders.
Hi, my name is Eduardo, and I'm founder and CEO of ShadowCloud. And ShadowCloud is a company with offices in Chicago, San Francisco, and Madrid. And we do data import. And we've got our engineering team here in Madrid.
So, hi, I'm Daniel. I'm the founder and CEO of Datari. Datari is a productivity tool for consultants, so they can search and work with data easily. We are in an earlier stage than ShadowCloud.
Is it working? No? No. Okay. No.
They are telling me that you have to start speaking until the microphone starts working.
Okay.
So
I'm
don't
gonna
pass the
check
microphone.
things.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now I'm Sofia from Head of Campus Madrid, a Google space for entrepreneurs that just opened its doors 3 months ago. And well, you might hear about it. So it's a space where entrepreneurs can learn, we organize education programs. They can connect with the community. So it's all about creating a neutral space where all the communities can gather together. And of course, it's a space where entrepreneurs can work, like Daniel actually, on their projects. And we hope them to become great global projects.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel Gil. I am with Entre Canales Foundation. We manage a VC fund here based in Madrid. And so far, we've backed 16 companies. We invest early stage, more or less, between 500K and 2 million. And looking forward to meet more awesome entrepreneurs here.
Hi, my name is Iñaki. I started some years ago an internet company which is called Coches.com, and actually I run a venture capital fund called K-Fund.
Great. So, hello, hola. No, okay, very good. So the idea of this panel is to get a view of the Madrid ecosystem and the evolution in the last few years that I think it were very interesting. So we have founders like Arola and Dani and Edu that has very different point of view, and then we have community enablers like Sarah and Sofia, and then have investors. So we have Iñaki. It's a combo because it's accelerator and investor and founder all in one, and Samuel.
we thought that it will give a interesting view, especially because we have the three generations of founders, because Iñaki was starting to, his startup started like 15 years ago, Coches.com, more or less. How long?
So the first is that Carmen is saying I'm the oldest one around.
No,
Thank
the
you.
one that's been doing this since before anyone else.
We started it on 2003, 12 years ago.
2003. Wow.
Mhm.
So we have a generation.
Wow.
We have a generation of founders that's been doing this before the web.com bubble, and it's very, very interesting the value they bring to the ecosystem. So what I wanted to ask you first is, in your point of view, what is the main things that are the better things of Madrid ecosystem, and then the things that we can get better. And who wants to start?
I'll start. So, I think Madrid ecosystem was just lacking some space like Google Campus to join the community, because we have several communities like Sarah's and so many others, tech communities, business communities, and we were lacking this point to join them all together. But Madrid's ecosystem, I think, is pretty cool. I've been volunteering in the startup school of Teton Valley, interviewing so many startups during the last year, and little by little, you can see how the level is increasing, right? What is missing? I think we Spaniards, not only in Madrid, but we Spaniards lack of ambition sometimes. I remember when I was in school, like 15 years old or something like that, they were asking us what did we want it to be? Where do we want it to work? And 1/3 of the class was saying, I want to be public servant. The reason was because that way they couldn't be fired. 15-year-old kids. So I think that's a point that we need to change, and it's pretty cool to see how many startups are here, for instance. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can, no, but I totally agree with that, Daniel. Daniel. So, but I think another thing that we're missing, I totally agree with, it's ambition, but it's also time. Also, we keep comparing ourselves to Silicon Valley or Tel Aviv. They're 20 years ahead, or 30 or 50, or I don't really know how many years, but a pretty bunch of years ahead of us. So we cannot ask ourselves to be compared in the same level to other ecosystems that have had so much more maturity. What we have to be sure is that we're putting the ingredients in place that are needed to actually foster the ecosystems and get things tied up and grow, because what we still need is real success stories to have the whole system go organic and have all these successful entrepreneurs come back, as like Iñaki has done, and is now raising a fund, and he's been investor after being in. So we need more Iñakis, we need more success stories, more references to actually come back and make the whole system be working just naturally, organically, because successful entrepreneurs giving back to the community.
Yeah, I would agree that sometimes we might be not very ambitious, but what we are definitely is we are very critical with ourselves. I think I have been lucky enough to study abroad, to work abroad, and what I have seen there is very similar to what I've seen here in big corporations, in our startups. So first thing we have to do is believe in ourselves, and I think this is changing. As Sofia said, when we start seeing more success stories, this is going to be encouraging for all of us, for investors, for entrepreneurs, for everybody. And I think 5 years ago, there were very few investors, and right now, I think entrepreneurs can almost choose among us, which I think is very healthy for the ecosystem. So I think we are going quick. We have doubled the investment in startups in the last 2 years, so we are making a good progress, but of course, success doesn't happen overnight. So we have to keep pushing, keep working, but I think we can be moderately happy with what we are achieving here.
As I'm the ancient one on the table, I can remember what was 2003 when you started an internet company, and there were almost no funds around. of course, you could not choose what you wanted because there were 2 or 3 seed funds that the rules were made by themselves. There were no talent almost at all. There were really good people, but not as many as we have right now. And I really agree with you guys, and I also may add that you cannot push ecosystems. Ecosystems get made by themselves, and probably if we look forward and in 5 years we look backwards, we may see that Spain, not only Madrid, has been growing at a nice pace.
I totally agree with Sofia in the fact of the time issue. It's super important that we give us time enough to be at the same level that other countries and other spaces where they've been working for years, for 50 years.
I think quickly, from my perspective, good things, talent, quality of life again. And then bad things, perhaps, I agree with all of you, there's not a lot of references, like people that have done it that can inspire other people, and that's really important. And then that also means that there is not as much ambition, so a lot of the ideas that you see in Spain don't have the same potential as some of the ideas that people work with in Silicon Valley or New York.
Okay, one of the main issues that people talk about in Spain is the entrepreneur bubble. My impression is that between 2011 and 2013, we got a lot of wannabe entrepreneurs, a lot of programs that call themselves accelerators, a lot of events, a lot of wannabe mentors, a lot of everything. But the problem is that we didn't have enough real founders and real expertise in the ecosystem. There were very few people with experience that could help these wannabe startups or mentor in this panel or in these accelerators. But my impression, and I want to know if you agree with that, is in the last couple of years, it's getting better. We are getting, thanks to, for example, a startup that has one leg in Spain and one leg in the States, or some talent that it's coming back, and the ecosystem is getting better. What's your impression on this? Do you think we are in the right direction, and how long do you think it will take to get there?
I don't know how long, but I mean, the bubble is just kind of the question that only journalists bring up, like the ones that helped just suddenly talk about entrepreneurs, and then just like now is there a bubble? Is there a bubble? So if there is, like, I think, and it might be like, well, is like, welcome it, because I think only good things will come out of it, in the sense like it's changing a whole attitude in a generation, not just in young people, but like even like parents now saying, okay, entrepreneur is an option. And this is something that takes time, and maybe it needs a bubble, it needs a trend to actually be like massive. And I totally agree that this bubble won't bring up as many successful entrepreneurs and serial entrepreneurs as we might need, but it's coming. It's just out of mass and density that you actually get good stuff. So I think we're getting into not that much of copycat startups. We're getting into having real disruption, real innovation going up. And I think we're definitely the right direction. I don't know.
So from a point of view, if there was a bubble, it was a small one, of course. Here we had two things at the same time. On the one side, we have the explosion of tech entrepreneurship globally, and on the other side, we had here a massive crisis in Spain. That pushed many people to create their own companies as a way to move forward, because they couldn't find a job in a company. And I think that's not optimum, but it's not bad. In my opinion, companies should be started only by the people who cannot live without funding a company, because it's really hard. It's really hard. But they will find out during the way very soon. So that's not an issue for me.
I think we are a country of opposites. We are from Real Madrid or Barcelona. We are from Partido Popular or Partido Socialista. And we cannot see the gray that sometimes we have on the middle. And Spain was a country that, oh wow, nobody's starting a company, and now we have a bubble. So we always live on those edges. So what I think is that some people are really interested in saying that we are in a bubble. I don't really mind as an investor if we are or if we're not, because I want to invest in the best people. And as seed investor, I don't really mind if someone is going to lead my deal by valuation, because if they do, and if they want me to, if the most important thing of their deal with me is valuation, I won't invest on them. So it's okay. If they think we have a bubble, that's it.
Okay, what do you guys think about it?
I mean, I think it's like when you're looking for movies from the 50s or the 60s, there's quite a few good movies. You're watching movies from this year, there's a lot of bad movies, right? So right now, there's a lot of people starting companies, and you see a lot of bad companies. But I think it's good that many people want to start companies, because there's also going to be some good companies. And if double the people are starting companies today than 10 years ago, that's good. It's probably going to be double the good companies, but also a shit ton of bad companies. So I think it's good.
Very good. How many of you have read the article that Rodrigo Martinez posted? Okay, very good. What do you think about it, especially the part about accelerators?
Okay.
About equity that accelerators take and that kind of
so
stuff.
To introduce the audience, Rodrigo was saying mostly that when he is an Spanish investor who is based in Berlin, and when he comes to Spain, he finds the problem that a Spanish startup at a really early stage have already lost 50% of the company, because 10% goes to accelerators, another 10 goes to advisors, and so on. They have already raised like some couple of thousands. And I think that's also with this tech bubble or not bubble or whatever that we have right now 90 accelerators in Spain, which is more than in England.
250 I check in
Really?
Startup Explorer.
Okay.
According to Startup Explorer,
So
there
you
is
have it
250 in Spain.
So I think to run an accelerator is a really complicated business model. So at some point in some years, we will see that only the best one will survive. So it's a matter of time that all these bad accelerators will go away, and the ecosystem will get more mature, and we won't see like these startups getting so diluted in early rounds. That's my
And I
opinion.
think one other thing is like when you're talking to less mature ecosystem, we don't only need to bring education to our entrepreneurs. We also need to bring experience and education, I think, to the investors, the corporates, the institutions. It's a game of all of us. We need to keep raising the bar to get our entrepreneurs to be better, our accelerators to be better, and investors to be better, or corporates to be better when it comes to actually dealing with startups and so on. It's not just for the entrepreneurs to get better, because if the rest of the ecosystem doesn't get better, we'll just get somewhere else and get funding from foreign VCs or get support from foreign corporations. So I think it's a challenge for really all the players of the ecosystem to keep raising the bar.
You have to copy from the best.
So if this is true, what you said about the accelerators, of course, that's bad. In my point of view, as an investor, if I see a cap table like that, it's a red flag, a big red flag for me. So my tip for entrepreneurs is you begin this game with nothing but the equity of your company, and you have to fight for every point of it. So don't give away your equity to the first one who knocks at your door. It's your most precious thing. So this game is about transforming this equity, which values nothing at the beginning, to convert it into cash at the end. So don't give it away. So fight for every point of it.
Again, I think I don't really mind about that, because as investors, even though if these things should not happen, but they happen, we are going to invest on the best companies that usually do not come from accelerators, incubators, and so on, because they make it by themselves. And if they do, and if they come to us, because sometimes they do, and we have nice examples, Seed Rocket and Tetuan Valley, they will come from the best ones. So it's okay. This is like, we got lots of schools, we got lots of business schools, we got lots of everything, and the fact is that when time passes, only the best ones are around. So no problem with that.
Okay, going to revenue. Revenue is very important for revenue. It's very, very important for startups. Talking to, especially to startups, B2B. I have a couple of people here that has told me some interesting stories about the difference between the States and Spain in order to close deals and to get deals with corporates. Danny and Edu, you want to talk us a little bit about it?
About what exactly? Like
Sorry.
The importance of revenue?
Yeah. So the thing is, in Spain, typically, a lot of startups says that it's more difficult to close deals in business to business, and the time you get to close a deal with a company, it's larger, it takes more time, and it's also more difficult for companies to give you a chance, especially if you are still a startup and don't have other clients.
Okay. So our company almost exclusively sells in the US market in terms of the type of clients we work with. So I can't talk too much about doing B2B sales in Spain because we don't have clients in Spain or in Europe, actually. In terms of selling in the US, comparing to some people I've talked to whose companies sell in Spain, it's definitely better. Sales cycles are faster, basically. That's, in our experience, it obviously depends on the size of the deal. If you are selling multi-million-dollar solutions, it's still going to take a year to 2 years in the US. Maybe less if it's something that they really want. If it's smaller deals, it's also going to be faster. That's what I hear. Also in Spain, many people sell to the government, which is always very slow, both in Spain and in the US. So, and then generally the importance of revenue, I think revenue is not only important for a B2B company. A B2C company needs to make money. And they may need to make money today or maybe 2 years from now because they raise money from investors, but without revenue, they die. I think there's some startups that they believe that they can, there's like a fairy world where they can live without making money. A company, its only objective is to make money for its investors. That's it. If you don't want to do that, then you should start a non-profit, which has other objectives. Thank you.
I can only speak from the Spanish part, so we can complement ourselves there. So just to let you know, we are not making any euro at the moment. So we are dealing both with consulting firms and with really big startups. And we see that the problem is with consulting firms, they are like dinosaurs. They just have really, really slow. And with the startups, even though they are big, 100 people already, and everything goes.
The fact is that we always focus on that we need to sell, but sometimes our product cannot be sold. We got the example of one of our portfolio companies, which is called Car2DB, and when we came to these people the first time, I told them, hey, what do you do? Oh, we do maps. Oh well, and do you have clients? Yes, we do. We have one. It's BBVA in Spain. I was like, oh well, at least it's a big bank. But then Sergio said, well, abroad we have many more, and we have the United Nations, we have I don't know, the New York Times, we have the Washington Post, and this was because they had a super product and they didn't even know how to sell it. So there's a lot of times that maybe we do not only have the problem of how to sell, but especially that we need a product that should be sold by itself, and I really don't agree by selling things by itself, because you need to sell them, but well, product.
Okay, one of the best things of Madrid ecosystem, and a lot of people don't know that, but we have an amazing developers community and makers community. And for example, the project of Sara and Cesar and other founders of Makerspace, they create a place only funded by the founders members, by the community. They create a space where makers could do their stuff. And but also we have like 50 meetups, groups of Python, Ruby, JavaScript, machine learning. It's incredible. So, Sara, what is your point of view, your opinion on Madrid ecosystem? What do you think?
Well, from my point of view, is that as we are always saying, some of the most interesting groups are run by people that do this on their free time. So they decide to spend this time for the community instead of spend time with their families, for example. So the most important thing for these communities to be sustainable in time, like that they will exist in 3 years time from now, is that we have to be able to build the next generation of people that is gonna run these communities, these grassroots organized communities. Because normally there's a company that is funding them, or no one is helping us. But we are also very free and independent, so that's what we want to be. But the right thing to do now for leaders like me and Cesar and people from the Ruby community or whatever is to find the people in their communities that they will take the responsibility in 2 years to follow the path and to continue to bring value to the community and run events or workshops or whatever the community needs. So that's the key thing.
I think if I can add, I mean, I was also surprised when we launched Campus Madrid, and actually both with Almo and with Carmen, you helped us to gather and do actually a meetup of meetup organizers to get to know all the tech communities, and actually having, and it's not to just drop the pitch about campus, but it's actually having this neutral space in which we're bringing this amazing tech talent that we have, and we have a lot of different communities specialized in different technologies, but they're not in touch with the entrepreneurs, they're not in touch with the investors, they're not in touch with the accelerators. So actually having this place in which we invite them to organize their meetups at the same place where they're going to be actually in touch with entrepreneurs, investors, students, universities, and so on. I think this is the challenge that we have, keep up supporting these communities, but at the same time challenge them to be in touch with the rest of the communities, because there's what I think we need more tech founders, and we need more of this interaction between some of the leading business schools that we have here in Spain, together with some of the leading tech communities, to actually gather and have creation of much more with higher talent founded startups.
I think every week there's someone from these schools that come to Makespace, because we have an open day on Tuesdays. And so every week we have the opportunity to talk to the people that is studying, or they are running a project and they want to do part of the project at our space, so we are in touch a little bit with them. But I agree that that campus is a huge opportunity to put all this talent together and bring people together so they can start their projects with different profiles and a multidisciplinary background in their teams. So.
Yeah, that's actually it was my next question, because one of the things we see in the ecosystem is that you have these guys that come from the business schools, and we have this strong tech community, and they don't mix very well. I think campus is helping, and it's getting there, but it's an issue, because we get founders that said there is no technical talent, and we have a lot of technical talent that don't know how to sell and how to think global and how to sell their products. So what do you think about this? Do you think we are going to fix it? Do you think you have this perception?
I think that again we have kind of a similar problem. When you are on the entrepreneur side, you think that there's no money around. When you are on the VC side, you think there's no many companies that you would invest on. When you are a developer, you think that there's no non-technical people around that can help you. And we have a lot of nice technical guys around, but I think that to raise a company, they need more things than that. And they need to co-found them probably not only with tech people. And I think if they're the best, again, as Samuel said, they will make it. And again, we could play some examples as CarteDB. 2 tech people that made the team after that, and then they could sell. And I think in Spain and in Madrid, we can make it.
Well, you organize also, you host some events some hackathons in your space. Do you think?
Really cool space.
Huh?
Thank you. You too.
Do you think there is valuable technical talent in Madrid?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Madrid has really good talent, and Spain in general. And one advantage, if you're starting a company or if you're a business person, is that there's not as much competition as in the US, where it's extremely hard and extremely expensive to find good people, good technical people. So I think, business students or MBAs that say that are actually wrong, I would say. The thing is that any person that focuses on the business side of things, if they're starting a tech company, they better learn quickly the technical part of things, because it's a tech company, so it's kind of obvious. If you're a tech person, like an engineer, you better learn how to sell, and you better learn how to manage money, because that's what a company is about as well. So, so from my perspective, I agree with Iñaki that you just gotta get better at both things.
The organization told me that we have to start to cut, but we have 1 minute. There is something that you think it's missing? There is something that you would like to add? Any of you? No? Okay, very good.
Yeah, I think it would be also great to, in such a conference like this, to end up with a good vibe, in the sense like we're always thinking that something's missing. There will always be something missing, but I think we are with a good base, with great talent, great entrepreneurs that are heading in the right direction, investors that are just doing their job and they're finding more and more talent. And I think it's just going to get better, but we kind of need to keep working on it. And one of the most things is believe in it. I never remember the percentage, but you always said like Spaniards are the one that have the biggest difference between the perception that the world has of us and the perception that we actually have of ourselves. I don't really remember the numbers, but so this is the biggest challenge that we have. We really need to believe ourselves, take out barriers. We are the ones putting barriers to ourselves, so just like destroy them and dream big. We're gonna get as far as we dream to get, if ever. So we dream and we fight and we work. This is hard, but the farthest we're gonna get, I think.
I think maybe we have time for 1 or 2 questions over here. Yeah? There is anybody that wants to ask a question? No?
Hi, Carmen.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nastya. I'm just wondering what Madrid ecosystem could suggest for international teams, whether it's friendly for international expertise and teams, and which initiatives could welcome.
I think it's pretty. I don't know if this is on. I think it's pretty friendly. I'm from Spain, but in a way, I had the experience of a person coming from abroad, because I started the company in the US and then I moved to Spain a year and a half ago, and we had our office for free for like 6 months, and we had a bunch of help and like benefits as an American company, even though the founder is from Spain. So I think it's pretty friendly. And more companies, they work in English from the get-go. So the weather is awesome compared to Chicago, where I used to live. So I think it's great.
Yeah, in fact, we have several startups who are founded by international entrepreneurs and are based both in Madrid, Barcelona, and so on, like Packlink or Review Pro and so on. So there are several cases already, like making money and making a living here.
Even our space, we have people from Iraq, France, Germany, Australia. So, and we are only 70 people. So it's like we have a community, a very international community. And when you go to the space, sometimes you speak, like you listen, someone is speaking English or Swedish, or because people went Erasmus there and then they speak their language. And so it's a very international ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay, time's up? Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Es que me funciona... Uy. Me funciona como un tiro.
Now party. Yeah, yeah. All the hard work is done. Very good. Last tablets?
right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our last block. The digital solutions for mass markets number 3. I hope you enjoyed your break. So now we're going to continue with the first startup of this third block. They are called GNAC, and they are a data science advertisement platform. Please give a round of applause for our next startup.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today to present GNAP. Let me ask you a question. How have you installed the last 3 apps in your mobile phone? Let me tell you, by recommendation. 3 or 4 apps are installed by recommendation. Let me give you an example. My son, that is a digital native, installed 3 apps in my smartphone last month. Okay, in this market, we have 3 different players with 3 different problems. The app developers, how can you get more installs and more visibility for your application? The second one, ad networks, how can you ensure quality and order your offer? And the last one, mobile traffic owners, how can you monetize your mobile traffic and avoid fake apps? With GNAP, we solve all these 3 problems. We get thousands of offers from hundreds of ad networks. Then we sort and clean, and at the end, we offer this to our publishers through smart tools. Is this market big? Yes, it is. It's huge. US mobile advertising is growing 100% yearly. According to eMarketer, it will hit 14 billion in 2016. GNAP is global and it's growing. The most important markets for mobile advertising are Asia, Europe, and North America. We are already there. By the end of 2015, we will reach 1 million gross revenue. And now our strategy for 2016 is build a more international sales team and continue to develop functionalities for our current customers. Come with GNAP, as we want to make it even bigger and even better. To conclude, I pleasure to invite you to join us and to experience GNAP. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.
Thank you, GNAP. Thank you. I'm actually going, in 3 weeks, I'm going to Brazil. I'm making a training over there in Sao Paulo. And I spent 2 days planning my trip. So, you have a lot of internet-based and platforms that helps you with all the trip arrangements. But I actually never found this before. But I think that, Trouble, we got to talk after the show, yeah? Please bring a round of applause for Trouble, Intelligent Trip Planning.
Pero no, que ha empezado el tiempo y no están las... Okay. I remember that time that I finally got those flight tickets going to Tokyo. For the record, I'm a software engineer, so imagine how excited I could be about a trip like that. I did the same that all of you will learn in my situation, start looking through internet, reading lots of books, blogs, lots of stuff. And I finally got pissed off. Currently, we have lots of information available, but planning a trip is still not being a simple task. I finally met that friend of mine who had been there before. He showed me his itinerary day by day, what he did. And I really like that. I really like that. So I decided to do the same trip, changing some little things to make it more my own experience. And you know, the result was an awesome trip, a really, really awesome trip. So we thought, maybe we can make a tool which user can share their travel itineraries and recommend people itineraries made by other people with similar profile. Well, we did some research, and 69% of the people is using internet for planning their trips, and our competitors are mostly focused on content generation. So we did it. We did it. We made a tool which users now can choose from more than 45,000 itineraries available, copy them, and use them as a template to create their own experience. It's a multi-device tool, and behind it is an artificial intelligence algorithm that recommends people's places tailored to their likes and profile. And very soon, we will be able to recommend people full itineraries tailored to their preferences. Our business model is quite simple. We make money through the bookings that people do after seeing the recommendations. Bookings like hotels, activities, restaurants, all the things that you do when you travel. In our 6 months of life, we have more than 45,000 itineraries created and more than 6,000 users. This is very important, considering that all the tool but offline mode can be used without registering. David and I are both software engineers and co-founders of the project. We have been doing research and development for some European institutions and leading teams in some major industry players. Why are we here? We are looking for funds in order to develop our next steps. And I hope that all of you will enjoy your next trip with Truvel, as I did with my trips to Japan, Mexico, the North Pole, or Gambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Truvel. Thank you. Time was good, you see? Well, our next startup. With all the new digital games, actually, we are forgetting about the classical games, the ones that you play on the board. So why not just taking those classical board games into digital games? And this is what our next startup is doing. Please give a round of applause for Widow Games.
Gracias. So, perfect. Okay. Hi, my name is Martin Espineto. I'm the founder and CEO of Widow Games. And I would like to start my presentation with this icon. This is an icon from a game called Flappy Birds. Probably most of you already know this game. And what I'm showing now, this game was created in 48 hours by just one person in his apartment, and he was making roughly about $50,000 per day. And what is the problem with that? That when you have a huge market potential of mobile gaming has today, we are talking a market that is going to make roughly $24 billion for next year, and you have low barriers to entry, because basically anyone can develop a game right now and can distribute that globally in a matter of hours. You have a lot of people doing exactly the same. You have more than 13,000 new games being submitted to the digital stores each month. So right now, the biggest challenge actually is not developing the game, but rather generating awareness among this endless sea of applications where the cost of acquisition is exploding. So what is the solution that we provide from Widow Games? To develop the best digital version of those classic board games that people already know and love. We started our operation in Argentina 2 years ago when we took the best-selling games in the history of the market, and we developed the first digital versions, and as soon as we launched it, we have a tremendous success in terms of volume, but also the more important, they became the #1 application in each of the line of the board category, and they remained in the top 10 for more than 2 years without any marketing investment at all. And how do we do that? We close a strategic partnership as we did with Rival and CTM in Argentina, for instance, Asmodee in France, Novedades Monte Carlo in Mexico, Estrella in Brazil, and as we're doing today with also Juegos Reunidos Gaper for Spain, where we close exclusive deals to use that license to develop the first digital version of those classic board games. And also, we wanted to move away for a hit-driven business, as mobile gaming is today, and we developed a multiplayer and multi-platform network of classic board gaming, so any user can access any game that we have in any device that they have. And the way they monetize is, for the base of the pyramid, we monetize with advertising. We also have in-app purchases in each of the game where you can buy digital goods. And also we have a VIP model, which is basically a subscription model, where players can pay a monthly subscription and access exclusive benefits in all the games that we have, in all the platforms that they have. And also we have a very clear strategy depending on the market, like emerging market, where we do indirect distribution and monetization, like we're doing with Telefónica, Claro, and Vivo, and so on in Latin America. And also for the more mature market, we have direct monetization through the App Store and Google Play. And the reason behind that is you cannot rely only in the credit card penetration, because in emerging markets it's really, really low. And according to the competition, the biggest one is Hasbro with Electronic Arts. They are doing exactly the same, digitalizing those classic board games that you probably know. Akamon is another company that's doing also the same with generic board games. You probably know, it's very important here in Spain. And also Octro, that is doing also the same in India and has been invested by Sequoia Capital in $15 million. So what is different there is that we're doing that exactly the same, but only with branded games. And because we are signing exclusive deals, we have no competition in that matter. We have a tremendous group back there in Argentina, 15 people right now, and several freelancers across the world. And we have a background of working in corporations. Myself, I worked more than 15 years in different corporations, and my last role was the Marcom director for Latin America at Microsoft. And why are we here? Because we are opening a Series A for the next half of the next year. And also because we are consolidating our growth and starting our global expansion, consolidating our position in Latin America, also launching in the US Hispanics and also Western Europe. And we have a very interesting plan also to land in China, thanks to a potential partnership with China Unicom. So my name was Martin Espineto, and this was Widow Games. Thank you.
Thank you, Widow Games. Your time was out 3 minutes ago, but we are good people, yeah? Well, shipping is expensive, and it's more expensive for small and medium-sized e-commerce companies. But Packet Mail has a solution. So please, welcome Packet Mail.
Thank you. Does this already work? Yeah, okay, great. So I'd like to put a first question to all of you. Who has ever ordered something online? Raise your hands. Right, great. And you're not the only one, because there are more than 1 billion online shoppers globally. They shop at well-known shops like Amazon, Fnac, and so on. But the majority, 65%, is shopping at less well-known shops. And there are many of them, 12 to 24 million globally. And these guys have a challenge, so to say, a problem. Because whenever they receive an order in their e-commerce backend, they have to manually copy and paste order information in order to create a shipping label, which they stick to their parcel, bring to the post office, where they pay over-the-counter high rates. Then they receive a tracking slip with tracking information, go back home, open an email, and send it manually to their customers in order to inform them about the shipping process. You understand, time-consuming and expensive. So no wonder logistics is one of the main reasons of failure for small and medium-sized businesses. We are Packet Mail, dedicated and driven to help these guys ship faster, cheaper, and hassle-free. And we've created a powerful shipping engine, allowing our customers to flexibly ship via multiple carriers through an easy integration into their web platform, making the creation of shipping labels a click of a button and sending tracking information an automated process. So on average, this saves 3 minutes of time per shipment. But not only that, as all shipping volume is running through our engine, we have the volume to negotiate sharp shipping rates with multiple carriers, providing our customers a direct cost saving of more than 25% per shipment. On top of that, we take care of all hassle. We are point of reference and take care of eventual status inquiries, claim handling, so our customers can focus on growing their business instead of having to care with logistic-related hassle. And I'm glad to say that this works, because in 2014, the full year revenue of a single customer was 5,500 euros with a gross margin of 16%. And in 2015, we are on track to 500% growth in number of customers and expecting to end the year with 350 shops shipping via our platform. In order to push growth, we have a very strong focus on IT. And we will be onboarding and connecting with 20 more carriers in the upcoming 15 months, and also focus on connecting e-commerce platforms in order to open new countries and onboard another 1,000 customers in the upcoming 15 months. But we're also focusing on partnerships, and that's one of the reasons why we're here. Carriers, e-commerce shops, and blogs, we're happy to talk to you and see if we can cooperate. This is our team, dedicated, well-driven. We make shipping simple. Come visit our booth, number 20, and we're glad to meet you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. This is what I call a pitch. Well, we're coming back to the augmented reality, but this time we're coming with augmented reality for content management. Please give an applause for our next Come On Up.
Hello everyone, my name is Federico Sayat, and I'm one of the founders of Coming Up. We are surrounded of images and objects that are trying to communicate something to us. This is the real world. On the other hand, we are immersed in a virtual world. We buy, we learn, and we interact with each other through our smartphones. Coming Up is a digital platform where you can mix images and objects with interactive content. We have developed two main products here. The first one is a mobile app. It's an image and object recognizer where users can discover digital content in products, images, and any kind of other places. Our second product is a web platform where users can create these augmented reality experiences and measure their performance. With Coming Up, you can increase sales and brand recall. You also can measure what customers are doing with your product and with the graphic ad. And also, you can create dynamic and targeted contents. The AR market for this year will be about $1.5 billion. And by the end of 2020, it is estimated to reach $120 billion. The AR market is booming. And Coming Up can be applied on a wide ranges of market segments. Our main competitors are currently focused on the US and European markets. We know we have a great product. We aim to position ourselves as a referent in the Latin America market. We can provide their support within the same time zone and language. We also provide custom branded apps in record time. Our ads editor has no restrictions at all. And our clients can create unlimited interactive experiences for free. Clients only have to pay for the scans their experience generates. We have an SDK, and the license costs $5,000 a year. And we build custom branded apps, and they're starting at $10,000. Since we launched in March of this year, we have reached so far 7,000 downloads, 160,000 scans, and more than $50,000 in revenue. So far, more than 20 brands and 15 magazines are creating augmented reality content with us. We're looking for an investment of $150,000 in order to increase our sales and marketing team and in order to expand the possibilities of our product so we can reach more market segments. Based on our sales estimations, the payback will be less than a year. We have a validated product. The air market is booming, and we have a full dedicated team. We are the bridge between the real and the digital world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Latin America is a great market. It is an emerging market as well for music industry. But there is not many artists and not many talents are digitalized nowadays. So a platform is needed. And who got the solution? Bequate. So please welcome our startup, Bequate.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Jolie. I'm CEO and co-founder of Equate. So music is more digital and mobile now than ever before, and the dominant method of music consumption is now streaming. But the way it works is that all these platforms are big corporations and they don't sign direct deals with independent artists and labels. So even though they need music to have users, they demand for artists to have a company that acts as the vehicle that is going to take the music to these channels. And we identified a few years ago that there was not a single digital distribution music company created in Latin America with a deep knowledge of that market. And that was causing that more than 60% of the music productions of Latin America were not being digitized. And for that reason, we created Bequate initially as a digital distribution company and now as an all-in-one platform for artists, labels, and managers. And the way it works is like if the artist or the label wants to be in the platforms, they cannot do it by themselves. So in 4 steps and in 2 days, they are in all the stores according to the pack that they choose. That goes from $9.99 to $39, and it's a one-time fee. But all the stores are going to pay us for us to pay them. So we commission 15% of every song that is downloaded or that is streamed from our clients. But if they want to take their career to the next level, we have a software as a service platforms with an annual subscription model that has solutions for content management, digital distribution, YouTube monetization, sales, marketing, promotion, and everything they need all in one place inside a website. We consider that we are in the right place and the right time because Latin America is the fastest growing region, music, mobile, and digitally wise, and it's growing at 124% every year, and it's going to be a $2.3 billion market in 2018. Bequate already has global alliances with all the stores, so we don't need a country-by-country deal in order to expand. We're being accelerated by Wayra, by Endeavor, and also we won the IBM Smart Card in the whole Latin America, and we have proprietary software. We're not alone, but we're the only one offering an integral solution for Latin America and emerging markets. We have distributed over 14,000 songs, and our sales coming from 18 countries right now. We have a team of unconditional people. I'm expert in music business. My partner David in digital sales and marketing. CTO, director of legal because we deal a lot with rights, and we have a great content manager as well. We have successfully raised a seed round of $470,000 at the beginning of 2014. Then we got support of Wayra with $100,000 more, and we are currently with an open series of $2 million in order to consolidate our expansion. We're in 4 countries right now, and we want to continue to expand. So this is Bequate, all-in-one platform for music professionals and content creators. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was straight to the point. Good. What happened when you go to a tube? You need a ticket. What happened when you need to park? You need a ticket. What happened when you go to the bus? You need a ticket. So who got the solution for no tickets? Our next startup, OpenMove. Straight to the point. Here we go.
Hello everybody, I'm Lorenzo Modena and this is OpenMove, transport ticketing featuring proximity marketing.
In order to get from the airport to the conference, I wondered where to buy the ticket, which ticket I need, how to pay for it, plus I didn't speak the language. Everybody faces such problems, but luckily we have a simple solution. With OpenMove app, you are able to find and pay tickets for bus, train, metro, and parking with just 2 taps. We built a powerful trip planner inside in order to easily find the ticket you need. You validate and purchase in a snapshot, and you get the digital receipt to show to ticket inspectors. But how does it work behind the scenes? Well, 85% of urban areas all around the world don't have a mobile ticketing solution because of high infrastructure costs and a time-consuming deployment. Plus, there is a severe fragmentation. Different apps for different means of transport. It's really a mess. So we provide transport companies with a back-office platform for stats and accounting, APIs for easy integration, tools for ticket and plate inspection. And what's really interesting is that deployment is super, super quick. We simply take the very same file transport companies give to Google Maps, GTFS format, and we are able to set OpenMove up and running in just 10 minutes. It's amazing. But there's more. We have transport companies, we have users, and now we have local merchants. Our users are profiled and geolocalized, and that's gold for proximity marketing. Local merchants drive crazy to engage and convey users to shop. It's time-consuming, expensive, and it's difficult to measure conversions. So we built a powerful campaign manager they autonomously use to run proximity marketing campaigns in just 2 minutes. They can target profiled and geolocalized users. We match users with the best deals in the neighborhood and provide them with metrics in real time. Market is huge. 34 billion e-tickets for transportation are sold every year. We take 5% fees by transport companies, CPM by advertisers, and thanks to that, we have 600K in revenues per urban area per year. We incorporated last year. We released OpenMove in March of this year. We are managing the entire public transport in province of Trento, one of the 10 smartest cities in the world according to IEEE. Now we're releasing OpenMove 2.0, adding 5 more urban areas, while we have a worldwide expansion next year. We got funded for more than 150K, and we won these amazing awards. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and this is my 3rd successful company, and we have a 7-people team working full-time on the project with all the skills we need. Now we're looking for scouts in new markets in order to get our technology as wide as we can. So if you want to make money together, get in touch with us. Have a good trip with OpenMove.
Sì. Thank you. Sì, grazie mille, ci vediamo dopo. All right, so our next startup. You know that children, who got children between 2 and 6 years old? Please raise your hand. Children between 2 and 6, all right, okay. So you know that children between 2 and 6 years old, a part of coming dirty home and being full of Nutella everywhere, they need to learn languages. So what happens when they learn languages is that they have to learn languages. I'm doing the picture for him, all right? What happens when they need to learn languages is that they need to play. So for this, I'm going to give an introduction to Monkinum.
This is my niece, 3 years old and Spanish like me. You can imagine how much I worry about her English. That's why I tried to find some applications to help her learn it, but she found them extremely boring. So we created Monkimon, language learning for children. We launched last year in 3 different platforms, and we're having great traction. We're 1.5 million organic downloads and 4 million if we include pre-installations. We're having a steady growth, 10% month over month, and a great retention rate, twice the industry benchmark. Now, if you look at the App Store, we've been #1 all around the world. We've been #1 in the US, we've been #1 in Europe, we've been #1 in Asia. And look at this, because every single product that we've built has been #1 somewhere around the world. I don't think a lot of educational companies can say this. Do you want to know why? Let me show it to you. It doesn't look like traditional education. This is fun for the kids. They really love it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this just another startup trying to gamify education? Well, not exactly. What we're doing is edifying games. It's the same goal, different approach. We're doing so with the help of great partners like Google, where we just helped them last May in Google I/O. We built exclusive content for the launch together with Disney and PBS Kids. Or Oxford University Press. We signed a few weeks ago with them to co-develop some applications. There is more coming on the pipeline, like Vodafone for distribution, Rosetta Stone for co-development, Huffington Mifflin for content licensing. Now, the kids really love us. 3 times the industry benchmark in session length. The industry loves us as well. Last year, we were best Android app of 2014, according to Google. The press is loving us because they know Monkey Moon is the future of education. Now, what we do is we have a set of applications, freemium model, and also we have a subscription platform. Parents subscribe, they put a quote, and they have monthly monthly lessons and progress reports on a weekly basis, so they keep track of what the kids are doing. Now, I'm Cristobal, co-founder of Monkey Moon, twice a startup founder. I was the head of platform at Viki, $200 million exit. My co-founder, Marieta, she was the founder of a chain of educational centers in Spain. She's been doing over 8 years of experience in education. With 10% month-over-month growth, 4 million installations, we're having great traction. With 3 times the industry benchmark session length and twice the retention rate, we have good content. But the most important thing, millions of children around the world are learning a second language. They are having an opportunity. We bring the world closer together, starting here, right now, in Spain, in Madrid, with my niece.
Come on!
Thank you very much.
Play!
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Very cool video. Well, sometimes you need extra space because you're moving out to a smaller house, for example. It happens sometimes. So you need to store your things. And what happened that shipping is really expensive and storing is really expensive. So our next startup, Boxit, has the solution. Please give a round of applause for Boxit.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Prem. I am the co-founder and CEO of Boxit. Take a moment and think about your home. Items that you have at home, which you don't use regularly but don't want to throw away, which eventually occupies a lot of space in your house. Welcome to Boxit. We connect people who need extra space to store their items with large and reputable logistics companies who have extra space to store these items. Some of our customers call us as Airbnb of personal storage. With e-commerce booming, we buy a lot of things, and nowadays we buy a lot of things, and eventually we end up having no space to store these items. The existing solution that you have in the market are some of the self-storage companies, which are extremely unorganized and highly inefficient. You end up, if you take up a room, you end up using only 20 to 30% of the space, but you pay for the entire room. Whereas we have a simple solution. We will provide you plastic, highly durable, high-quality boxes. You pack your items in these boxes. We will store it for you. Whenever you need it back, we'll bring it back to you. You use our easy-to-use mobile application to do is, let us know how many number of boxes you need. We will deliver those boxes to you. While you pack your items, you take photos using the mobile app, which becomes your online visual catalog for your future reference. Whenever you need one of these boxes, just let us know which box you need and we will bring it back to you. So we partner with reputable warehousing companies to store these items. We also partner with last mile delivery companies and transportation companies to take care of the pickup and delivery of the boxes. And we remain as a technology platform. We have a simple revenue model. We charge customers per box per month a fee, and we take a margin out of it. We also charge for the deliveries, and we also take a small margin on the delivery as well. These are some of our competitions. We look at them as some of our potential partners. These are some of our tractions. We are launched in Kuwait a few months back, and we are growing. We'll be expanding to 7 more cities in the next couple of months. We also have couple of startup events in our region. We have 3 co-founders, and this is some of our founders. We want to be the largest personal storage company in our region without owning a single warehouse or a single vehicle. We have so far received 100,000 as angel round. We are raising 500,000 as our seed round. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I know what to do with my girlfriend stuff. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a software that can monetize every website, every social media by brand product. Imagine that. Well, you don't have to imagine, because actually ClickBuy is here. Please, a round of applause.
Hi, my name is Guillermo. I want to ask you a question. Did you know that people are more likely to survive a plane crash than to actually click a banner ad online? This seems ridiculous, but these are real statistics, real numbers. And why does this happen? It happens because ads do not have enough information in order for you to actually decide if you want to buy something. And besides that, they're very, very annoying. So what if everyday users like you and I could actually interact with what they're reading or what they are seeing in order to know more about it, more information? Clickly does exactly that. We turn every word or image into an interactive experience for the user. Right there on the website, you will be able to know more about any product, about any service, or even about any expression that is being said in a news, for example. And we do it in a very, very simple way, but complex at the same time. We have a programmatic solution that enables the content producers to create target advertising right there on their website. They can choose any group of keywords or images, and our software automatically distributes it on the entire website in one simple click. Very simple. So now you, as a publisher, are able to monetize every word on your website and every image on your website. Very simple. You can add buy buttons, you can add video, you can add images, you can even add soundtracks to the content that your audience is reading. Very cool. So they will have access to everything that they want to know and everything that you want to share with them right there. And if your audience takes the content onto social media, if they share it, it keeps being interactive, which is really, really cool about it. And we do this with a very simple revenue model in Proven. We charge our customers per results. So they pay per click, per view, per click, and in the end, per acquisition. Very, very simple and proven revenue model. Our value proposition is very simple. We generate more traffic for your website. You'll have a bigger engagement with your audience, and in the end, you'll generate more sales for your advertisers. Very simple. In terms of metrics, comparing to any other solution on the market, our solution has a ridiculously higher conversion rate because we are acting in what the audience really is contacting with, the content. What have we done so far? We've launched the product in the beginning of the year. We've been closing partnerships with companies like Shopify and Google, and we have customers like L'Oreal, Ford, or Havas, for example. We are growing every week, and we are now building API integrations with several content platforms all over the world. In terms of the team, we're a very experienced team, very eclectic team at the same time, and we have a lot of experience in the entrepreneurial world and a lot of experience on building software for marketing companies. So we know what we're doing, and we're making your content smarter. Thank you.
Thank you. Muito obrigado. Yeah, Portuguese. Anyway, coming back. Rap lovers will love this. Why not doing all the rap contests that they are normally done physically, doing online on online streaming. Well, now our next startup has the solution. Please, big round of applause for the Urban Roster Technologies. Urban Roster Technologies. There is no Urban Roster. Yeah, okay, there is no Urban Roster Technologies. They are rapping online, probably. Anyway, coming back to the next one. So, you have a lot of time, for example, when you have to arrange a meeting, arrange an appointment. And sometimes you're calling and there is a lady there, or, you know, I mean, like, yeah, let's take 5 minutes, now we're going to get your call, and now we're going to do this and that. So it normally takes a lot of time. So there is a startup that is our next invite here that has the solution for that. So please give a round of applause for By Hours.
Hello, how many times have you been waiting for the leave of your flight with the bags walking around the city? I'm sure that many, many times. We are BuyHours.com. BuyHours.com is the first and only platform that sells hotels by the hour. When I say hotels by the hour, I mean that we sell stays in a hotel in blocks from 3 to 12 hours. In hotels from 3 to 5 stars in the main cities around Europe. When I talk about BuyHours.com, I talk about flexibility, I talk about micro stays, because there are a new kind of travelers who need more flexibility, who need different things, who need a new method to travel. And every day, thousands of people spend time waiting around airports, around stations, around ports, around hospitals, in travel leisure healthcare, and the market is focusing only in hotel nights. There are many companies with a lot of incomes that only sells hotel nights without flexibility. But the hotels need tools to increase the revenue. The hotel needs strategies for adapt the commercialization of the rooms to the new kind of travelers. And BuyHours.com is the solution for this kind of hotels and for these clients. For the customers, it's the first time that the client can pay only for the hours that need the room. And this is a revolution in the travel market. But for the hotels, it's the strategy to increase the revenue, to acquire new customers, to optimize the resources of the hotel, and the most important, the hotel can decide everything about the organization of the hotel. BuyHours.com is a very important technology company because we can provide the tool to manage the hotel by the hour. But it's not a history, it's a real history. Until today, we have got more than 1,500 hotels with a direct contract, more than 150,000 customers around Europe, and it's the first time that the hotel market can increase the sales totally complementary with the actual kind of distribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The first and only, right? Good point. This is really clear. Exceed connects party lovers with parties and events. That's it. Please, welcome Exceed. They're having fun with the rappers, probably. No, they're here.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really delighted to be here. My name is Mattia, co-founder of Exceed, and we are a team of nightlife management experts. We answer the question, where should I go out tonight? And to help me explain you why our users log into Exceed every single day, I would like you to think about traveling, or hotels, or even restaurants, and think about how the access to these services has changed over the last decades. Well, there is a huge segment of the entertainment industry that hasn't changed yet. Nightlife. We're talking about people, mostly 18 to 30, that love to have fun, dance, and meet new people. And they all still suffer from the same difficulty of discovering and booking nightlife events. Facebook, PRs, local magazine, none of these channels provide a clear and simple solution to the question, where should I party tonight? And now we believe going out should be fun and spontaneous. For this reason, we've created a website and a mobile app that lets you discover the best events in town, book them in one tap, and cut the line at the entrance by simply showing your smartphone. But there's something more. There is a huge industry behind nightlife events, and although organizing a party may sound like a fun job, believe me, it can be a hell of a nightmare. Your venue can sell out one night and be completely empty the day after, and you have no efficient tools to analyze these results. That's why we've come up with the final solution. We called it Nightcraft. It helps clubs save time when managing promoters, customers, and bookings, gain insights through an advanced dashboard of real-time analytics, and increase profits thanks to a set of innovative marketing tools. And it is through this nightlife-tailored solution that Exceed takes a step away from its competitors' biggest barrier, scalability. And thanks to our freemium model, we're able to lock in our B2B customer at a staggering pace and let them boost our B2C growth by converging their own network into ours. Now, I won't spend too much time explaining you how big this market is, but just keep in mind that a city like Madrid hosts more than 100 clubs and 700,000 potential users. And we are ready to monetize on each and every of these potential attendees. We get per head commission on entries, and we get transaction fee on every single online sale. So you may ask yourself at this point, does this really work? Our friends and family, they thought we were crazy. So we started with no initial investment. And guess what? More and more party lovers started using our app until we closed our seed round, 550,000 euro this summer. And last week, we crossed the 1 million reservations worldwide. We are going to change the way people live the best nights of their lives. I promise you, Exceed will become the norm. We have the team, there is a pain, we have a solution, we have a beautiful product, and we have traction. So if you would like to take part in this nightlife revolution, please come and speak with us. The first beer is always on us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Exceed. Many times you have to book an appointment, and many times it takes too long. So our next startup, which is called Booker, is here to bring you a simple solution. Please, round of applause.
At least once a week, and it's always a hassle trying to book a last minute or same day appointment. So when I try to book an appointment, some of the problems I face are, I don't know where to go. I don't know who's good. I don't know phone numbers, and when I try to call, it's usually unanswered, busy, or out of service. And it's really hard, if not impossible, to find a last minute appointment. The solution we've created is a localized booking application. It takes your location, shows you last-minute available appointments, shows you nearby vendors, gives you reviews and ratings from people like you because we all know sometimes Google reviews are fake. And it allows users to easily book and pay for their appointments with a few taps of their fingers. Now, when we took our prototype to vendors to get them to list their services on the app, we found out that vendors also were facing some problems. So vendors usually have a very outdated method of keeping schedules, usually just a paper calendar and some pencils. Their employees are not synced with their appointments. They have no way of tracking and profiling their customers, and they can't advertise unbooked appointments, which leads to dead time, which translates to lost revenue. Not a good thing for our vendors. So we've created a solution for vendors as well, and it's a cloud-based CRM and store management system with an employee app. It allows our vendors to access their store operations on any internet-enabled device wherever they are in the world. They can profile and track their customers, they can advertise and list promotions on the app, and employees can manage their calendars and their bookings on the go. The market for a product like this is quite large. There are 3,000 salons in Kuwait, where I'm from, alone, 42,000 salons in the GCC, and over 200,000 salons in the US. There's over 1 million salons worldwide, and it's a $53 billion industry. The above numbers do not account for other appointment-based services like clinics, dentists, spas, etc. Our business model is very simple. We take OpenTable and Yelp's best features and combine it into a customer app. We also provide a CRM and store management system for our vendors. For this, we charge a monthly subscription fee to our vendors and take a transaction fee out of each payment processed in the app. We aim to scale to be the Amazon of services so that users can find any service they need in the location that they're at. Our competitive edge is that our CRM and store management system is cloud-based. We have a user-friendly client app, very easy user interface, very elegant, very sleek. We provide an employee app to keep our employees in sync. Sorry. And we also, we have a very, very dedicated team. So our team is quite the superstar team. We've been moving mountains on very little resources. In 6 months, on less than $20,000, we have a working prototype and an active user base. With funding, we hope to hire a sales and support team and expand our development team to truly explode our product and scale it into more countries. Booker is easily scalable for all appointment services. List your business with us today, and let's Booker.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's Booker. Well, our next startup is also an educational tool, but this time is for kids from 6 to 15, so I hope they're not full of Nutella everywhere like the ones from 2 to 6, and actually follow the current legislation by the Ministry of Education. Please, round of applause for Little Smart Planet.
Hello, my name is Juan, and I'm the CEO of Little Smart Planet. We are a gamification for primary and secondary school. We still teaching our kids with mechanics of the 19th century, and we are in the 21st. So education is changing, and technology has changed the way that kids have fun and learn. And now kids are learning playing. And this is what we pretend. A school and parent needs simple and friendly digital education systems. For what? To have our kids succeed in class, to improve their results. That's what we do. What we do is games certified by pedagogues that makes kids succeed in class following the official educational legislation. We have two main products, Little Smart Planet with kids, games for kids 6 to 11, and Quest Hero, games for secondary school 12 to 15 years. And also, we have a monitor platform that shows teachers and parents the success of kids on our games. What is our potential market? We are now in Spain, launching in Latin America, but also in Brazil and in Italy, making our games adapted to the different curriculum of the different countries. What is the potential market we have now? We have 40 billion into 20, okay? Where are we now? We are in a high gamification, a high curricular validation within a very complex scenario and very competitive. This is very good for us. With this, our business model, we are a subscription platform and also we are a school license. We are now in the distribution agreements. We have a very strong distribution agreements in Spain with the 3 main telco operators and in Latin America with the main telco operators. Also, in schools, we have now a very big agreement with Samsung to distribute in school using the Samsung distribution system. And also we are now in schools like SEC in Spain. And on the top of this, we are tested in a lot of different schools and the teachers are unanimous about Little. Little is a valuable education resource. We have subscribers, yes, of course. We are now with 5,000 subscribers, and we expect to finalize the year with 10,000. The founders, we have a very strong team of founders and advisors. And the next steps, we are now localizing our games to the British, American, and German official curriculum. We are learning by games. This is the future of education. This is Little Smart Planet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we are on the last startup, and not the least, of the day. So this one is very interesting. That's right, the best date, yeah? People do not want to spend and to enroll in more loyalty programs, and also companies do want to spend like thousands of dollars in personalized loyalty programs. So here we have a company who is going to do it for them. Please, a round of applause for our last of the day, Fidelity.
Thank you. Every single day, the first thing I do, it's not working. Yeah, okay. Now, every single day, the first thing I do when I wake up is delete all the email, all the spam from my email. I do the same with my postal mail. And every place I go, they offer me loyalty cards, punch cards, coupons, promotions. But users don't want to join new loyalty programs because it's boring and because our wallet is not endless. We have to decide what cards are we going to carry in. All the communication companies do, it's very expensive and it's not really effective. Big companies, they spend thousands of euros to develop their own apps because they know that we use the smartphone all the time. The small and medium companies, they don't have the time, the money, or the resources to do this. That's why we have developed a platform that led them to have presence in their customer's smartphone, where they can send all their offers, promotions, punch cards, coupons, surveys, draws, catalogs, loyalty cards. And it's very easy to manage. They have a platform where they can create and manage all their marketing campaigns, and they will know in real time the ROI and impact of all these campaigns. And I know what you may be thinking. You have seen 100 startups like this, right? But we are focused, we know we have competitors, but we are focused on adding value to both the users and the companies. Because thanks to our technology, we have a platform that it helps companies to create their campaigns 800 times more effective than email marketing, for example. And we put all together the social network profiles with geolocated information into the point of sale terminals, so shop assistants are able to know when you are getting in, so they can offer you a much personalized service and solution. Our business model is very simple. We charge companies a fee depending on their size, volume, number of users, number of promotions. And we have the right team to do this. We have the experience and the knowledge. And we have a team of rock stars that they love what they do. We currently are working with more than 1,000 stores. We have more than 5 million potential users from small, medium, and big companies. And the market is huge. And I really don't know how big it can become, but I know it will be big enough that you should come to talk to us. We are already part of it. We are growing. And if you don't want, well, if we have already raised 500,000 euros for development, and we are looking for another 4 million to start with internationalization. So if you don't want to suffer this anymore, having to carry all the loyalty cards in your wallet, so you should come to talk to us, okay? Thank you very much. We're Fidelity.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Great presentation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. They say the best for the last. And I would like to see you here tomorrow. And thank you for everyone who has been physically here, for all our investors, for all our people who is checking out, and of course everyone who is there at home on the online virtually South Summit. So please, I am Javier Coves, and I'm here for you. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. See you later, alligator. Thank you.